Hello, hello, hello. We are live. And we got some people who showed up. Awesome. Um, Let me do something here. I think we're ready. Hey, Real Cygnus, Metallica, Stephen Jarvis, new person. Good to have you here. Who else is here? Anybody else? Flatside was here earlier. He unblocked me, so I'm going to go ahead and add him as a moderator. So anyway, didn't look like anybody's here now. Everybody probably stepped away. But people could be by later. Hey, Cygnus. Why is it not showing anybody here? Hold on. Yeah, analytics show nobody here at all. Fucking YouTube. Anyway, this is gonna be about an hour and a half. Hey, Petey, what's up? Good to have you here. Glad you found my new channel. So anyway, let's get on with it. Here, let me turn the light on. That's a little better, a little bright. Yeah, that's better. Make it a little warmer. What the shit? Stupid thing. There we go. That'll work. So anyway, let's watch.
That's gonna be an interesting one tonight. Yo, Fluffs, what's up? It's good to see you all. Thank you for coming. I'm glad you could make it. It's going to be a special one tonight. It's good to see you guys. We have Michael Kahn, Dave Sorensol, and PJ Cruikshank, and a new guy, overqualified Globetard. Good to see you guys.
Yo.
Hope you're all doing
Good
well.
to be here, man. Good to be here as usual. Oh, by the way, guys,
I do like that name. That's funny.
Martin Jesus still loves this.
Amen.
Hey,
What's up? What's up?
So only, see, 29, 30, 1, 2, only 5 more days, and I can order the printer board. I've got the plug somewhere. I think it's in the bedroom by the printer. But yeah, it fucking sucks. I mean, I can't do anything.
Qualified. It's good to see you, man.
Thanks.
Yeah. So,
What's that say? Overqualified Globetard?
I like it.
It's a specific profession.
It's a specific confession.
But it's good to see you, man.
And the funny thing is the USB port on the printer is like right in the front, and I was in the process of mounting a like a stress relief so that I could bend the cord over and run it around the side instead of having it loop around. Oh yes, definitely unsolderable. I mean, someone could, not me. I can't do that. But yeah, I was doing it and I leaned over and I fucking lost my balance and put pressure on the cord and it snapped it right off. So yeah, it's unsolderable. It's gonna cost me $50. I was hoping to get the resin printer up and running, but that's gonna cost what I was allotting for that.
So you say you're new to the whole flat earth thing?
Not really, no. I've been probably half a year now, so I've got a good idea of what the whole thing's about.
Okay, that's cool. Well, it's good to see you. If you want to chime in with anything, just let us know.
I haven't done this yet.
Or just you don't agree with it. Yeah. But it's good to have you here, man. Okay, so just say hi to everybody in the YouTube lands. Thank you all for coming. Glad to have you all.
Should have put that in first.
Too much people to say hello to, but it's good to see you guys. And we do have a poll going, 30 votes already. Anger because of inner demons. yes 27%, no 40%, and could be 33%. So yeah, guys, hit the likes, share the show. Let's get the show out to a wider audience. So tonight we don't really have a theme. It's more or less we're just going to maybe chat about why do people get so triggered. Obviously, we might chat about how with Brenda's argument, where Brenda got angry because I called Brenda a man, which Brenda is. So, but that was about it.
Yes, and that's called transphobia. That's called being transphobic. It's called being an asshole.
And then I was thinking you might talk about Mattoon when he gets triggered when someone asks him something, or practically everybody. I mean, I can show maybe 4 or 5 different Globers when they debate.
The only time MC Toon's ever gotten triggered when someone asks him a question is when they insinuate that he's a pedophile. That's the only time that MC Toon has ever gotten triggered by a question. So yeah, keep lying, Flatzoid. Keep lying, Mouse.
They get triggered and leave the stream. Why is that? It's like some weird thing happening.
It's a feelings thing, isn't it? You know, like some.
Huh? You got triggered when I talked about your wife, or when someone mentioned kids, your kids, like when I said, go find a ball, talk to your kids, get one of their balls. You blocked me, Flatzoid. You got triggered as fuck because I just mentioned your children, not in any context. Just mentioned the fact that they have toys and you should go borrow one of them. So don't get all fucking butthurt, motherfucker. Don't get all hypocritical, asshole. Okay? You abuse your children. You're a emotional and mental abuser of your children. You gaslight them with flat earth bullshit.
People are emotionally invested in that paradigm.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
I think on a rudimentary level with a lot of people,
Ooh, rudimentary. That must be the word of the day.
you got to think about this, right? They're indoctrinated with this at a very, very young age, you know.
Indoctrinated how? How is education indoctrination, asshole? How? See, in science class, we're tested on what we've learned. We conduct experiments to confirm that what we're presented is true, and we're tested again at the end of the year. So how is it indoctrination? See, we're given information. We investigate to see if that information is valid, and then we're tested on the information that we've learned. Flat Earth, on the other hand, accepts everything uncritically with no evidence, no proof, no nothing, just opinion and observations. So, if you want to talk about indoctrination, you might want to look inward, motherfucker. I'm tired of these assholes claiming that science is a religion and flat earth is reality. You know, fuck off. Either prove your shit or concede that you can't. But they never concede. They always want us to concede when we can't answer a question the way they want it to be answered. It's pretty hypocritical, pretty intellectually and physically and practically dishonest.
They even have the little thing about my very eager mother, you know, to remember the names of the planets. And
Yes, it's called a mnemonic. It helps us remember things like dola fasola, whatever the fuck that is. It's been a long time since I've dealt with music, but yeah, it's just called a mnemonic. It's a memory tool that helps us remember shit. Helps us learn. I can see why you'd be against that.
you make the little styrofoam thing and you get all kinds of kudos. You're told you're smart. Adults say, well, wow, Billy, that's really nice. You're really smart, young man. You'll probably be an astronaut or something one day, or a president.
And some of them do. Some of them become astronauts. But see, you'd have them all just, digging ditches? Flipping burgers? Dropping fries? That's what you'd have everybody do.
of the United States, they're given all these kudos for knowing this. When
Yes, we're given grades for knowing this, for understanding this. That's what education is.
they're not really understanding, they don't know this. They've only been told this and regurgitated it back in a very
Hmm. Okay, where's your map, model, and measurements of your flat Earth? How have you confirmed that the Earth is flat with something other than your opinion and your words? Explain that, motherfucker. Explain how what you know is not indoctrination.
exact way, and even with a model and everything else like that. So they're told they're smart for that.
Yeah.
And when you take that away from them, when you say no, none of that was true,
You mean when you lie and give your opinion on what you think is reality because you didn't learn anything? You mean that?
you're taking away their smart. They don't even realize that that's what's being done, and that's why I think
We don't even realize that that's what they've done. They've taken away our smart by denying every bit of evidence we present and not presenting evidence in return. So that's what they've done.
one of the reasons is because that programming age and all of that involved. This is why many of them will revert back to a mental maturity age, very reflective of when the lie was introduced and concrete.
Revert back to a early mentality, whatever you said. You mean like calling everybody a pedophile and saying you're just stupid? Mean that? Hey, GFB 45, good to have you here. I mean, all this is projection. Every word that's out of this motherfucker's mouth is projection.
Created into their belief system because they do.
Yes, absolutely, GFB. How come religion is using it as an insult? Yeah, yeah. It does amaze me that people who claim to be religious use religion as an insult. That's hysterical.
I mean, I've literally had them use the "I'm rubber, you're glue" argument. I'm not kidding.
Really, that's what Flatsoid does. Every time he says, you just debunk yourself, that's exactly what he's doing. Exactly what all of you do, man. It's the "I'm rubber, you're glue." Everything you say debunks yourself.
And they get to that point.
Again, just projection. Hypocrisy and projection.
And it's weird as well because what I learned at school, obviously, while I was at school, I was
Nah, you didn't learn anything in school, PJ. You didn't learn a goddamn thing. If you did, you wouldn't be a flat earther. It's the plain and simple of it.
told it was important, but as I got into my later 20s and that, I suppose, I realised that pretty much what I learned at school was disposable. Get rid of it, It wasn't, I mean,
Did you?
apart from your basics, obviously, your maths.
Did you? And look at where you wound up. Look at where you wound up. You're an ignorant, dumb fuck who thinks that the earth is flat because someone told you so. That's where you wound up. You achieved nothing in your life. You received no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
English, that kind of thing. Obviously, you need it to a certain extent, but where they teach you about history, the earth, social studies, all that kind of stuff, I think it was all wrong. Religious studies as well.
It's programming. It's what we call the education system is actually an indoctrination system.
Yeah.
You see,
says the guy who escaped all efforts to indoctrinate. They couldn't indoctrinate you with anything, could they? You showed them, didn't you?
because even up to and including, I don't know what they do over in y'all's country, but here in the United States, they have everybody first thing in the morning. They come out and they all face the flag, put their hand over their heart, and do the Pledge of Allegiance.
Do they even do that anymore? Do schools even hold the Pledge of Allegiance before class anymore? I don't know.
And when you first learn the Pledge of Allegiance, I can remember it when I was a little kid. When you first learned to recite the Pledge of Allegiance.
Do they?
You get all kinds of kudos from adults. It's like, oh, what a patriotic young man. Boy, he's really smart. That's also part of it. The reward and punishment that you go against what's being presented to you, you are given a lesser grade. You're treated with less favorability, and up to and including back in the day when they'd make the kid wear a dunce cap and let the other kids make fun of him for not being like everyone else.
See, that's what you've got on right there, the dunce cap. Your hat is a dunce cap. This hat is a dunce cap.
Yeah,
See?
yeah,
This fear of not believing the consensus. So it's easier people find to go with the flow rather than to swim against the stream. In
yeah.
my opinion, the only thing that goes with the flow is dead fish and shit. You know,
Yeah.
so question everything.
You're full of one.
True, true.
I mean, one of the things about this is, you've got the whole education system, but that doesn't dictate how you feel about certain things. You can learn these things, but you can also think your own way about.
Oh, thank you, Stephen Jarvis. Thank you very much. $5.97 is what I got. Probably was $6 or $6.66, and I'm thinking. But thank you very much. Thank you very much.
These things. It's not about indoctrinating. I mean, let's just switch this around. Say, everyone learns the Earth is flat. Now that's indoctrination. Like, where does it stop?
Yeah,
Why
but
would that be?
Good point. Good point. What if they taught flat Earth in school? Would that be indoctrination?
the minority. We've come out of indoctrination. That's
Remember,
how
we were all
Oh no. Oh, so it's not indoctrination when if flat Earth is taught in school, right? With nobody confirming it, nobody measuring it, nothing. But it is indoctrination when we can actually confirm what we've learned. Okay.
brought up believing it's a globe.
Yeah.
It's not like
Exactly.
if the indoctrination wouldn't be from the flat Earth side, it'd be from the globe side, because as soon as
Oh,
a
really?
baby gets introduced to something, even on television, it's pushed as
Like flat Earth, if that was the subject that was taught, right? See, you're trying to squirrel your way out of it, Miles.
a
The
globe.
globe. Yeah.
If you go to a music festival, it's got something to do with the globe. If they watch
Yeah.
cartoons, it's pushing a globe.
What?
A movie.
What? Music festivals are about the globe? No, they're not. No, they aren't. There may be a globe there, but no, they're not about the globe. But it's funny how few music festivals are all about flat Earth. That makes you want to think, right?
I mean,
Movie,
I can show you a few
Universal, the globe
episodes of
star. Yeah. Mm.
I can show you a few episodes of maybe Peppa Pig, where they're busy having a picnic, and all of a sudden they climb on a rocket and go to the moon. What
Yeah.
is
Right, because that's part of a kid's imagination. And yeah, we actually went to the moon, motherfucker. We actually did do that.
that got to do with the picnic? Absolutely nothing.
Right.
Understand?
And in general, cartoons as well are really like
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and the ladybugs played at the ladybug picnic.
the kids cartoons that they're watching.
1,
Even
2,
another
3,
genre
4,
I love
5,
about these
6,
cartoons,
7, 8, 9,
Donald
10,
Duck and all
11,
that.
12, and they all
the
played games
symbology in
at the
Disney
ladybug
stuff is
picnic.
unbelievable. There's Masonic things in Donald.
Well, they all jumped rope till the rope did broke. Then they all sat around till the knock knock jokes.
Duck, and there's hidden words, all that kind of stuff. It's lots of like adult themes made to look like
I watched the first episode of Sesame Street when I was a kid. I believe it was brought to us by the letter A and the number 1.
Children's stuff.
Let me just ask you a quick question. What's the earliest
The creepiest song in that Sesame Street ever put out was the Eagle song, the E in the Eagle song. The coolest one was the Ladybug Picnic. That was awesome.
class grade? How old were you, or about what grade was it? What's the earliest one you can remember? I'm asking you, the globe guy.
What's the question again?
What is the earliest classroom that you remember? in your education? You went through a graduated education system where you went from kindergarten to first grade to second grade, I assume. What was the very
You assume? You mean you didn't do that? You didn't go through school? That could explain a lot.
first classroom you remember? How old were you?
Probably 6.
Okay. Was there a globe in that classroom?
Not that I remember, no.
Okay. In ours, I do remember there
I mean,
was
I
one.
think it's probably different in America. I assume it's like I never really saw anything related to the globe until we started learning about the planets and whatever. I think that was year 5, so probably.
Yeah, I remember having atlases on the wall and globes and all that. Definitely.
Yeah, I remember seeing globes and that, but I don't remember like getting a lot of heliocentrism forced on you though. You know what I mean?
No, but there
Don't
was a
remember
globe.
it
My
like
point being, there was like in my kindergarten class,
Yeah, there was also an alphabet at the top of at the top of the wall on about every classroom I've ever been in. Is the alphabet fake? Have we been indoctrinated into the English language? How come it's the globe that's just the indoctrination? How come it's only science that's the indoctrination?
I clearly remember there was a globe.
What about home economics? Is that indoctrination?
Because the teacher was always hollering
Shop class?
at this one kid for always going up and spinning it real fast.
I do
Now,
remember.
we didn't learn world geography in kindergarten, but there was a globe in that classroom. Why?
Yeah, I do remember.
To prevent you from being stupid later on in your life, which didn't work with you.
When I do remember when I was in primary 3, which is when I'm about 7, 8 year old, and Haley's Comet came past. There was a big deal made out of Haley's Comet. Definitely a big deal made out of that. And that was probably the earliest thing I remember to do anything to do with, I suppose, the cosmos at all. When I was in primary 3. So
one
3
thing
years
I
of
have
school.
been realizing,
When you were just saying though, talking about
I mean, it's amazing. They have all these shows where they talk about the globe, but they never show proof of flat Earth. They never do. It's just what they don't like. Hey, Citizen 9, what's up, man? Good to have you here.
flat Earth here and that and the other, that would be indoctrination. However, where did you come to the idea that you lived on a spinning ball? Did you come to that idea on your own? Or was you like walking along one day and say, based on my experience and observation,
Those are some of the models you can get to repaint and sell. That's what I'm gonna. That's the direction I think I'm going in.
I must be on a ball? Or were you told that?
I mean, the awkward thing is when it comes to refraction and seeing too far.
I didn't ask you that. I didn't ask.
Right. We were told that the Earth is a sphere and the moon is in space, and then we learned how to confirm that. Yeah. We also were taught that 2 plus 2 is 4. We're taught to confirm that as well, and that yeah, we're taught a lot of things in school, but you seem to only focus on the science part. That's the indoctrination. That's kind of troubling. It's kind of telling.
That I ask you, was it your idea and then someone went ahead and agreed with it, or was the idea given to you?
Did you have the idea that 2 plus 2 equals 4, or that you could write your name, or did someone tell you how to do that, show you how to do that? Is that indoctrination? Is that fake? Is language fake? Is math fake? Well, math is probably fake to you.
Told that you live on a globe, or did you say, hey, I think I live on a globe, and somebody else says, yeah, you do?
Yeah.
Which scenario happened?
Yes, and you can confirm that you live on a globe simply with the angles to Polaris. See, it's that easy, man. It's that easy.
It had to be one or the other. You either came to it on your own or someone told it to you.
And what does that matter? What does it matter whether you came to it on your own or someone told you? Did you come to the realization of flat Earth on your own, or did someone tell you? Did you watch videos? Pretty sure every flat earther says that someone told them about it. And then they investigated it, and oh yeah, it's flat. So thanks a lot, Mr. Hypocrite. You fucking idiot. Every accusation is a confession with these assholes.
Well, this. Oh god. I'd say given to me. Yeah.
Okay.
So it's not just about that though. It's about, if things that you observe correlates to what you've been taught.
But
And
do
I
you
haven't seen
think that?
anything.
Do you think though that if you had never been told that, do you think you would have ever come to that conclusion on your own? And if so, why?
Because I wouldn't. I would have looked up at the sky and thought the sky was moving. If I wasn't told that it was us allegedly that was moving, I would have thought that the sky was moving.
Right, yes, you can look at something and say, well, I think that's what it is. And then you can measure it and you find out that you're mistaken. That's what we do. That's what science is. We investigate stuff. We experiment. We test things. We improve our knowledge. But you're not interested in doing that, are you?
You don't feel the earth moving. You don't feel. You observe the sky moving.
Okay, what organ in your body should tell you that the earth is moving? What sensory organ would tell your brain that I'm moving at 1 revolution per day?
So I wouldn't.
Our senses are very trickable, very inaccurate. So, because tell your wife to wear horizontal stripes sometime. Buy her a dress that's made with horizontal stripes and tell me what she does. Do it. Do it. Do it.
See how anybody would come to the conclusion as a group just by observation alone.
And then televise the divorce proceedings. Because vertical stripes make a woman look thinner, horizontal stripes make her look fatter. So that's how easily our eyes can be deceived. That's how easily our senses can be manipulated. If you're driving in your car and you pull up to a stoplight, right, or a stop sign, and you look, or stoplight better because you have to wait there, and you look down and you're like reading a book that you were reading on, and you only read when you're stopped. Cool. And you're looking down or doing something, and all of a sudden you see movement out of your peripheral. What do? What's the first thing you do? You slam your foot on the brake, right? It's already on the brake, but you press down harder. Why? Because your brain told you you're moving. When you don't feel any movement, your brain told you you're moving. So that's easy. That's how easy your senses can be fooled.
Or even experienced.
I mean, they did an experiment where they took, it was a long hallway, and they had these professional waiters, people that are born like this, right? That can hold up the world with one hand on a fucking serving tray. And they put them in this thing. They put glasses of water and wine and food on there. And they said, okay, stand on this box. They're at a box. It was just to keep them in that one location, probably. And the walls of the room were painted with stripes. And those guys were standing there rock steady, man. Rock fucking steady. But the hallway that they were in was on wheels, and they could move that hallway this way. And as soon as they moved that hallway, it was like they completely lost their fucking balance. It was fucking hysterical. Completely. Seasoned, trained professionals in serving, waiters, waitresses, completely losing their balance, standing in one position, in one place. That's how easily your senses could be fooled. So when you say, oh, feel movement, no, you shouldn't, motherfucker. It's a tired ass argument.
Well, you see, the thing that catches me
That's
though
it.
is let's look at it this way. On all the globe claims, what is verifiable?
The size, the shape, the speed of rotation. That's all verifiable. All of it.
Elevation angles to Polaris.
Yep.
So flat Earth then.
No, not flat Earth. You fucking liar. See, you made this chart that doesn't represent reality at all, and you claim that debunks the globe. You're a fucking moron. You really are.
Yeah. How you doing, Matt?
No, but look at it this way. If you guys claim a globe and you want to bring up any subject,
No, we don't claim a globe. We say that the Earth is a globe because it is, because we've measured it as a globe. We don't claim anything. You claim the Earth is flat without any evidence whatsoever to back up your claim.
for the globe that's wise evidence for a globe, what would be your validation for that claim?
Angles to Polaris, dumb shit. He already told you.
Because it's faith-based on my whole thing about the
Really, how is it faith-based when it requires evidence? See, again, you're using religion as an insult. Pretty pathetic of you.
about the globe is just faith-based. There's claim there's Earth rotation. It can't be observed.
Yes, it's been measured. Yes, the Earth's rotation has been measured with the ring laser gyro, mechanical gyro compass, fiber optic gyro. You can measure the rotation of the Earth by just measuring how fast the sun goes across the sky. Very simple stuff, as you'd say.
It's claimed we have gravity, which is not validatable. Nobody even knows.
Yes, validatable. Is that what you said?
It's claimed we have gravity, which is not validatable. Nobody even knows.
Validatable? Yes. Mass attracts mass is what we consider gravity on planet Earth, and that's validatable through the Cavendish experiment. So you might want to try and research shit. It might make you look less stupid in public.
Gravity is, and there's a claim of Earth curve, which
which is verifiable. Absolutely. Yes, we've measured the Earth as spherical for over 2,000 years. Goes all the way back to 500 years before Christ was born. So, yeah, even Jesus knew that the Earth wasn't flat, dumb fuck.
When it's put to the test, it shows not to be physical because it's always changing due to optical.
So the Earth isn't a physical object. That's what you're saying, that the Earth isn't a physical object. It's exactly what you're saying.
Effects.
So how can you have an optical effect from something that isn't physical? How can I see the Earth if the Earth isn't physical? You're making no sense. You're a liar, and you're making no sense.
I mean, I'm yet to receive an answer on how there's the Southern Cross. You know, you've got Polaris and then you've got the Southern Cross. So I'm still yet to get an answer to.
What's the question?
Yes, where is the Southern Cross located? Because I guarantee if you stand on 3 different parts of the flat Earth, 3 different continents, and look at 3 different directions, all 3 of those people are going to see the exact same thing. That's impossible on a flat Earth. It is possible and completely reasonable on a sphere. But you don't understand that.
Question on that? Then
you deny that because that goes against your paradigm, and it definitely proves that flat Earth isn't real.
Try and answer it.
How is it that the Southern Cross is stuck in one single position, and no matter where you go on the Southern Hemisphere, you still see that Southern Cross? Do a time lapse, and it's in one spot.
Actually, it moves. It moves across the sky.
No, the Southern Cross does not move across the sky, moron. Listen to this liar.
And it's in one spot.
Actually, it moves. It moves across the sky, the Southern Cross. The thing is,
No, it doesn't. Let's see. Let's ask Google. Does the Southern Cross move across the sky? The Southern Cross is not that far from the South Celestial Pole, the place where the South Pole star would be if there was one, which is which there isn't. Over a period of day, it revolves right around that empty spot. Okay, always pointing along its long axis towards it, so it doesn't move across the sky. It rotates.
You're thinking of
It rotates around the southern celestial axis.
Sigma Octantis, just like Polaris would be in its polar, or then everything moves around it. The Southern Cross still moves around. So it's Sigma Octantis. But yeah, you can only see the Southern Cross in the southern hemisphere, and you can only see Polaris in the northern hemisphere.
Yeah, that's right. The Southern Cross points to the southern celestial pole, and you use another two stars to triangulate it, to pinpoint it.
But that's just due to
Hey, Aiden, good to have you here.
position, though. That's still stars moving. That's got nothing to do with Earth
Yeah, Fletch,
rotating
you got
or
some
being a
gifts.
sphere. Yeah, I was going to say Godzilla.
Yeah, it rotates around the center. It doesn't move across the sky. Unless you're, like, I guess, way far north and you just see it above the horizon, it'd move across there, yeah. But no, it's not like the moon.
Zilla 37, thank you very much for your 5 membership gifts. Really
It'd be like the Big Dipper or Little Dipper, whichever one these assholes use as the Nazi symbol when they show it to 4 different places. Whichever one that is, same thing.
appreciate it, man.
Why
Oh no,
is it?
Sean Walken's got a gift.
Oh wow!
Can I just ask you?
No. Yeah, go ahead.
Can I just ask
Thank you
you a
very much,
question?
man.
Why is it when we're trying to understand shape of land that we dwell atop, are we always resorting to
The shape of land we dwell atop. That's what happens when dumb people try and sound smart.
things in the sky?
Yeah, exactly.
Say what? I gotta pee. I'll be right back. Everything this guy says is a gem. All right.
Exactly.
Not really. I mean, it just gets a bit awkward when flat earthers deny the claims that are made for the globe side.
Deny
And
what
I don't think
claims?
it's really.
Like
All of them, asshole. You deny every bit of evidence presented to you.
a claim that it irritates
Name
you.
it, name a claim, and we'll tell you why we deny it.
Maybe, yeah, maybe give you
You deny everything because it hurts your feelings. It goes against your narrative, your unproven narrative.
a explanation. Maybe you're not understanding it.
I mean, I understand what's being said, but I understand that it's.
Rich,
No, I mean
before
conceptually.
we move on, what actually are we saying as flat earthers? Can you tell us what actually is being said?
Yeah, Steelman, the flat earth position. How's that?
Yeah.
I mean,
The earth is flat because it looks flat. It's motionless because I can't feel it, which are two basically stupid fucking arguments because number one, we have measured it, and number two, we've measured it. So that's the steel man of the flat earth. Oh, because we've shown a picture that denies refraction. When we claim refraction is important in every other aspect of our observations, except for the black swan. That's part of it. So
the most common one is about.
we also don't understand perspective. We don't understand the Rayleigh criterion. We don't understand scale. That's about it. Yeah. There's more, but
The horizon where it's due to perspective, and you've got the vanishing line sort of thing. But the problem is,
But is that
I mean-
the flat? Is that why we're flat earthers? Like,
You're flat earthers because you're undereducated and you're ignorant and gullible. That's why you're flat earthers. You failed to educate yourself when you had a chance.
I'm under opinion that we're flat earthers because we say we don't live on a ball. We can talk
Yeah,
about
but-
horizons and all.
Yes, with zero evidence to the contrary. With zero evidence, you believe in something. That's called indoctrination. That's called religion. That's accepting things uncritically.
Other stuff after, but the
Yeah.
ultimate thing is you think you live on a spinning ball in space. We don't. We think Earth's flat.
No, I know we live on a spinning ball in outer space because we measured it. I've confirmed it.
Yeah,
You've not confirmed shit except looked at the water.
I mean that's where the horizon comes into that, because you just think that it goes into this point
Vanishing
where
point.
they're just
There's we can explain it. We've actually explained it many times. It's actually many optical features, but the whole crux of the argument is the globe claims the horizon's physical. Okay.
No, we claim that the horizon is the optical location, the apparent location of the physical Earth because of refraction. That's what we claim. And you deny refraction. That's what we claim, and our claim is verifiable, repeatable.
Where every single demonstration observation in history shows we don't have a physical horizon.
No, it doesn't. No. Every experiment shows that we do, and every measurement shows that we do. So you're lying again, Mouse.
Even by definition, it's only optical.
It's not even defined as physical. It's an apparent.
Exactly, apparent meeting of the sky to the ground.
So I can't see a car out on the street without light bouncing off the car and hitting my eye. That's optical. Is the car physical? Yeah, it is. If I look at that car and I see heat haze where it looks all wavy, does that car look like that? Does what you see still represent what that car is? That is a car? Sure. So what the fuck are you talking about, Mouse?
Or see whatever, you know.
It's a phenomenon of how we see.
I mean, that's just an excuse. It's just another excuse that they use to deny reality.
Thing that
Pretty
happens
pathetic.
is that everything compresses, right? You're gonna see
Right. Now everything gets smaller. Everything looks like it gets smaller because of Rayleigh criterion, because of perspective,
see the ground is going to appear to
because of angular resolution.
get higher. Does it really get higher? No, it doesn't. But it'll come up relative to eye level.
But then it should get higher. The Earth looks flat because you see it and it looks flat. The Earth's flat because it looks flat, right? So why doesn't the ground get higher? Because you see it get higher. Those are two contradictory statements.
Now, what's happened is from your feet to that horizon point, or where the ground seems to meet the sky.
Right, that's the physical Earth, the physical water blocking your view of the physical sky. That's what the horizon is. Now, where you see that horizon, the distance you see it from you, depends on refraction. It's very, very simple.
Your field of view, you've had a field of view that has been full.
Right, it's always full. Your field of view is always full, unless you're wearing like a baseball cap that cuts off the top part, or blinders that cut off the side parts, or something like, I don't know, a parka, or like a parka that cuts off your view on the bottom. Yeah, your field of view doesn't change
the whole way.
Now, explain to us how little you know of optics.
But now, at that horizon line, your field of view is compromised by the horizon.
No, it's not. The horizon is part of your field of view. It's all part of it. The water is part of your field of view, dipshit. What the fuck are you talking about?
And anything that moves away as it gets smaller in angular size, just appearance, right?
It
It's
retracts.
going to do that from the. It's going to appear to do that from the bottom up.
Why? 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 You fucking idiot. You really are dumb. Here we go. Geogebra. Let's try this again, dumb fuck. Show grid. Snap grid on. Here's your flat earth. Here's a boat. Not a very good boat, but it's a boat. Let's bring it down here. Let's bring that level. We'll even put a mast on it. Put a little flag on the top. Oops. Oops. Shit. Anyway, you get the point. Now here's you. You're standing right here. Oh, shit. You're standing right here, right? Ah, fuck. What the shit? Stop it. Anyway, we can do it with a segment. You're standing right here. Your field of view is this. That's your field of view. All this is in your field of view, moron. Your direct field of view to this boat, nothing is in the way. Nothing is blocking this cone of vision. Nothing. Nothing could. If there was a wave, as you put it, I can't. Hate not being good at a program here. Here's a little wave, little 3-foot wave, you say, right? How is it blocking your field of view? Oops, shit. Let's move this. See how much this boat that this short little wave could block. Okay. Oh, now it's in the cone of vision. Let's see how much this short little wave let's actually move you up so you're a little taller. And we can increase the size of the boat probably. Because boats are a little taller. But yeah, it's good enough, I guess. Here we can move the boat back a little further too. Can I move it? Actually, I gotta click that one too. And we'll move this back. So here's your little wave, right? Shorter than you are, right? Comes up to about here on you. How much is this going to block? So let's put a line between that and the wave. Actually put it there. But I think you're getting the point here. Actually put the wave up like that. We'll make it a big wave. And then we'll link that to that point. Maybe how would we do that? I don't know. But how much is that boat, how much is that wave going to block? So we'll select these again. We'll move it this way. Still isn't blocking any of the boat. You know? Still isn't blocking any of the boat. Here's the line. So how close to this wave does it need to be? Let's move them right up to the boat. Try that. Shit, god damn it. Behave, motherfucker. Well, it's got to like be right up at the boat, but it only block like this much of the boat. See, it can only block anything that's above the wave, no matter where it is, no matter how far away it is. It can only block what's above it. So your wave blocking an entire boat won't fucking work unless the wave is taller than you are.
Because that portion of your field of view is compromised. That's all.
How is part of your field of view compromised by part of your field of view by the water? How is it compromised? Oh, because it blocks shit? Because the Earth's a sphere.
It's the same thing as looking across the fence.
I mean, this is fucking cognitive dissonance. Explained perfectly. Explained perfectly. He can't understand what he's seeing, what he's been taught. So it's got to be wrong. But he can't elucidate it very well.
Fence line and moving away.
Yeah.
It's no different. It's just that your field of view is compromised by the horizon. The horizon is not physical because once you establish what appears to be that horizon, and you see a distant object.
So what are boats sitting on? When they're at the horizon, what are they sitting on? They're on physical water, right?
Object on it that appears to disappear bottom up. If you increase your elevation, you increase your field of view.
No, you don't. Your field of view remains the same all the time, unless you change your field of view by putting something physical around it. Your field of view never changes, idiot. Never. It remains the same. I don't care where the water is. The water is part of your field of view. It's within your field of view. But a flat plane of water can't block an entire 300-foot tall boat if no matter how far out it goes. Can't block any part of it. Except for the part the waves hit the boat if you're taller than the waves. I mean, don't you understand this? How hard is this to fucking understand? Seriously. I mean, god damn it, dude. You should have learned this in fucking high school.
You'll see actually more horizon.
I mean, it's just a physical impossibility for a flat plane to block anything that's sitting on top of it. It's impossible.
Beyond the object that seemed to disappear
good God, man.
over the horizon. It didn't. Your field of view is compromised. That's all. Now
that's bullshit. Okay, find one citation that agrees with you. Find one book on optics, one textbook from any optics school or optics class, any book at all, any paper, any credible source that agrees with you. Just find one.
Everything's going to end up getting
I'll wait.
to a point where you're no longer going to be able to see it just due to angular resolution.
But angular resolution acts on the entire object. It doesn't just act on the bottom half of it, you moron.
Whether you use optics or not. Other factors involved are
Factors.
Atmos opacity. This is why
There's no such thing as Atmos, and Atmos opacity would be clouds or fog. That's what Atmos opacity would be. What about the times when there's no fog or no Atmos opacity?
you can get such a clearer picture at a high.
How do little teeny stars break through this atmos in opacity when the sun can't? How does that work? How does that fucking work, man? I mean, given the fact that the sun could never even come close to the horizon, how would that work? It's up there and then we can't see it anymore, but somehow it gets down there because of fucking magic. And it just goes out so far we can't see it anymore, but all of a sudden we could see stars that are in the same fucking location that are way fucking further away. How does perspective work on flat Earth? How does it work? Do larger, brighter things disappear before smaller, dimmer things? Further away things? Do closer things disappear before further away things?
Higher altitude and see farther is because you don't have, we're down here on.
Right, because we can see over the curve better. See, it's like a road that goes over and over, goes over another road. It's got an arc to it. It's got a curve to it. What happens when a car is too far down that road? You can't see it. Now get up on your fucking roof. Can you see more of the fucking car? Sure you can. Shut the fuck up, dipshit. You don't know anything.
On the ground where most of the soup is at.
Christ.
Okay? So here,
the soup? What soup? What soup? This thick Atmos? Are you fucking crazy? Jesus fucking Christ. Again, you can see stars after the sun goes out of range. So your Atmos opacity is fucking horse shit.
this photograph right here was taken in the dark at nighttime from a high altitude toward the sun. Look at there. We can see the sun, and it has absolutely changed in size.
It absolutely has changed in size. No, it hasn't. No, the sun never changes in angular size throughout the day, ever. Never. This is proven. You can prove it yourself if you're honest enough.
From what we
have to remember,
normally see.
I mean, all it takes is, well, how much are they? Let's go to Amazon. Look up solar filter. Solar filter. Here you go. You get one for $12. Smartphone solar imaging enhancing photo lens 2-pack. That's $12. Here, you can get this one. Goes right over your lens. $19. $20, man. You get one that screws on. Well, that's a UV protector. That's not a solar filter. Here's an ND 10,000 or 100,000. That'd work. But yeah, they can get pretty expensive. But yeah, you can get here $7, man. A sheet. You basically cut it to shape, tape it onto the end of your camera, and you can make the observation yourself. Never changes in angular size. Ignorant.
What's that?
Ever.
You also have to remember, the higher you go up, the more further you see, the more.
Because you're seeing over a hill, dipshit. You're seeing over the crest of a hill. You fucking moron. You can't understand that?
Atmos you're looking through. So there's more clouds and there's more fog, there's more water vapor, there's more air. So it gets the opacity.
There's more clear air. Yeah, okay. Fucking idiots. Just excuses to deny reality.
Gets less. And that's why you see it doesn't have a sharpness anymore the further higher you go up. And that's why it seems to have that visible, almost like a curve, but it's not actually. It's just your vision of field is limited to that 360-degree
Your vision of field.
radius.
No, it's your field of vision is what you can see. From here to here is my field of vision. About, say, 180, 160 degrees. Yeah, I can see that far. And I can see this far. So, yeah. That's your field of vision. That's your field of view. Doesn't change. It doesn't change no matter how far away things are. You don't understand the difference between field of view and angular size, or the Rayleigh criterion. You don't understand perspective. You're just fucking completely undereducated.
And it's the whole way around, and that makes a sphere of vision around you.
No, it doesn't.
And that's equated.
No, it doesn't. That's horse shit that you got from fucking who was it? Bob Nodell or some one of those dumb motherfuckers. See, that's just something that they said that you believed uncritically. You did no investigation into it. Didn't try and confirm that it was true or not. You just believed it because you're indoctrinated.
To Earth code, but in the meantime, it's just visual equality, I could say.
So you don't think that if I take a camera and I stand at the edge of a roof, right? If I'm at a building and I look up along the edge of that roof line, right? So that's what I see on the roof. That's my view of the roof right up here, straight across. And I have an app where it measures the angle of tilt of the phone. And I hold it up there and I take a picture. You don't think that if someone is standing 90 degrees from me and they take a protractor and hold it up to my phone or hold it up to the roof, you're not gonna get the same angle? You think that won't happen? Of course it will, because orthographic represents reality better than perspective does. But you wouldn't understand that, being idiots.
Does that make sense?
Nothing you say makes sense.
The thing is, you can use cameras zoom in, like flat earthers do that all the time. But
you're not going to increase your field of view.
No, you will decrease your field of view within the camera. If you zoom in on it, yes, you will decrease your field of view. Things will be bigger because of angular resolution. So what's your point?
Because you're still in the same location. Your field of view is still compromised.
No, it's not compromised. Your field of view isn't compromised by something within your field of view. You fucking moron.
Magnifying that same angle that's already there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the one thing that's always said is looking up. You can't see a bolt far in the distance. You zoom in, or you can see it again.
Yeah,
so
that's due to diffraction.
No, that's due to the boat never being over the horizon in the first place, and you not being able to resolve it because of your bare eyes, because of the shitty resolution of our eyesight. But you can with a camera. Now, zoom that thing halfway in so you can read the name on it, so you can actually see it well, and then keep it at that zoom level. And then wait for the boat to go further and have more obstructed. And then try and zoom it back in. Do it. Do it. Bet you can't. Bet you money you can't.
There's a point where it's no longer there. And it's not anything to do with the atmosphere. If anything,
it's not just exclusively. Let me show you something right now. Can I cover my whole face with my thumb? No, I can't.
Right, your thumb's up here. Your thumb's up here.
But look what happens due to perspective.
Right, your thumb's up here. Your thumb is at the same height as your head. Now put your thumb down in the water, down at the water line. Do that. Put it down at your waist. Can I see your face? Yeah.
Look at, I'm covering my entire face with my thumb.
Yeah.
How am I doing
That's called perspective. That's called perspective.
that? So my point being is that
how is half your thumb vanishing? No, it's not, is it? Your face isn't vanishing halfway.
Wave in the foreground, and you're magnifying everything with
right. A wave that's this tall, yeah, it's going to block the boat because you can't see up over the wave. But if the wave's down here, way down here, like on the water, and it's like 3 foot tall, it's not going to block any more than 3 foot of that boat. Because, as you say, things don't get actually smaller, they just get further away. So that 3-foot tall wave, if it's up right next to that boat, is only going to block 3 foot of that boat. Now, if it's close to you, you're going to see over it, and it will block nothing. Just like I showed with GeoGebra. So, you're wrong, again, because you don't know anything.
Even when you use a zoom lens, you're magnifying everything. A
Right.
small wave in
Including the boat. Including the water that the boat's on. You're enlarging everything, not just the wave, everything. So, if the 3-foot wave gets bigger, then it looks like it's a foot and a half, the boat's going to look like it's increased the same height. See, everything gets enlarged at the same time. That's how reality works.
the foreground can obstruct a large portion of, or even the entire object in the distance, as I just showed you with my thumb.
So you're talking about a 6-foot wave, but you can still see over your thumb. So, yeah, it would only block 6 foot of the boat.
See here, my thumb is only thumb size next to my face, but when it's closer to you, it's obstructing. It's obstructing.
Yeah, that's a 7-foot. That's a 7-foot tall wave.
I haven't changed anything. The size of my thumb is the same. Size of my face is the same, but it's due to perspective.
Right, now drop that thumb down to the water. Tell us how much of you it's obstructing. Show us how much of you will be obstructed when you drop that thumb down to the water. I'm sorry, I can't see your toes, but I can see the rest of you. Your shoe would be a direct analog of your thumb in this case. So, yeah.
And so you can have like a 3-foot wave.
It's just fucking morons, aren't they? They just don't know anything. But they really, really want to be smart people. But they're just completely, wholly unqualified to be so.
In the
It's
foreground,
sad.
Obstruct a 250-foot object in the 25 miles away.
It can't. That would be impossible because the wave would have to be taller than that object or taller than you.
It's very easy to.
But still, if it was just taller than you when it's in the foreground and it went away, you'd still see anything above that when it got to the boat. I mean, that's just simple shit, man.
Do.
The thing is, no matter how far away the wave is, it's still lower to you. So it's not obstructing anything.
I have not changed. I'll keep this right at.
Right. Put your fucking thumb down, motherfucker. Put it down around your waist. Tell us how much of your thumb will obstruct your hat.
The same
But
level.
it doesn't matter.
I'm not raising it. I'm not lowering it. I'm going.
You must
straight
remember.
up.
Yeah, you must remember when his thumb's growing angular size bigger, even if it's lower. Okay, let's say it's lower, like it's still getting bigger. You see.
Right, because you're bringing it up to the camera, dude. You're bringing it up to the camera. Now move it straight across, liar. Move it straight across. See, I'm doing the same thing. But I'm moving it straight out. I'm not moving it. I'm not doing this like you've done. See, I can reproduce what you've done here. So you've done this. You've brought your thumb physically up. Now, if I move it straight across, see, my camera is pretty much dead set with my nose, right? Center of my camera is about level with my nose. Now I'm going to start here below my head. I'm going to move straight out. Straight out. Can you see my thumb? Can you see my thumb? No, you can't, can you? You fucking liar. Look, this is Flatzoid lying by raising his thumb up to block the camera.
Still getting bigger. It's lower.
Yeah, that's replicating a wave
Okay.
that's as tall as you.
But this is also just on short distance. Now think about over an ocean stuff. You got things like refraction. You got magnification because of the atmosphere. You got water vapor. You got everything.
By the atmosphere. So the Atmos does have a shape now.
thing that's going to cause a lensing effect even. So
No, it doesn't. No, the atmosphere doesn't cause a lensing effect, you fucking idiot. No, it's just refraction.
it's like you guys say refraction causes something to look higher. It causes that angle that's closer to you to look higher.
Right, but how does anything flat, right? How does something flat, and here's something on top of the flat, and you're over here. How does anything on this flat surface block your field of view looking at this thing? How does that work? How does that fucking work? You're an idiot. You've been indoctrinated into this bullshit, and you believe it. It's pretty sad.
And that's why it looks like it's blocked. I mean, we got demonstrations where we can add refraction and make something look like it becomes curved.
Oh, you mean like using the wrong half of a Fresnel lens, like that dumb fuck dead guy did? You mean that? That lie he produced?
Becomes opposite.
Mm-hmm.
Rob Skiva, and basically showing an inverted pressure system is what he showed. So he didn't even really get that right because he wasn't a smart person either.
I mean, I think one of the things we don't really realize is how much is being put into all this research around refractive qualities and stuff like that.
I mean, we understand refraction so well that we can make glasses. We can make glasses. Those glasses that this dumb shithead is wearing on his fucking face is how well we understand refraction. So it's not a new topic to us.
Just make our thoughts around really basic stuff, really. We just don't look into how much is done in the background. We just, flat earthers just dismiss it all, I think.
No, that's the thing. It's not dismissed.
No, you dismiss everything. You say nuh-uh to everything. You dismiss everything. Everything that's said to you debunks itself. These are claims you've made, Flatzoid, and you've provided no evidence to the contrary. You've provided no evidence to back up your claim of a flat Earth. None. Zero.
Missing. The problem is you guys have hijacked optical phenomena and called it physical.
No, we haven't. No, nobody has called optical phenomenon physical. Nobody. It actually is a physical thing because light is physical. Light is particles, and light bounces off physical things and hits our physical eyes, and our physical brain processes it. See, it is physical. Everything is optical. Everything we see is optical. This light is optical, or this lighter is optical. I see it because of optics, because light bounces off of it. If this room was completely dark, this would be black. The absence of color, because there's no light to bounce and hit our eyes. So, I mean, just a simple class in optics would really do these guys good.
So we haven't just hand wave dismissed it. We are able to demonstrate this in everyday life.
Can I just ask?
Right. At what point does the sun, this way the fuck up here, 3,000 miles overhead, drop below this line here? How does that work in reality?
Question. What have you done to prove to yourself that you live on a ball?
Mm-hmm.
The angles to Polaris. That's a good one. Because on a flat Earth, it's not a linear progression. It's not a linear relationship. The angles to Polaris and latitude. It's a logarithmic, algebraic function. I'm going to say logarithmic because it makes me sound smart. But it's not a linear function. Now on a sphere, it's a linear function. Every degree equals 69 nautical miles. That's a linear function. It progresses in a straight line. Flat Earth? No, it doesn't. It progresses in a line like this. And eventually becomes an asymptote. The sun could never get lower than 1 degree. no matter how far it goes out. Could never get to 0 degrees. It could probably get lower if it went out far enough. See, I measured it down to in GeoGebra with a scale model in GeoGebra. I measured how far the sun would have to go out. I think I did it live, and for it to get to 1 degree above the horizon, it would have to be out. It would have to go out 350,000 miles. That's the circuit of the sun. That would be the diameter of the orbit around the flat Earth plane. Would be 350,000 miles, and it would still never set. I'll be right back.
I haven't done anything myself. I
Exactly.
don't
So
really
you're
see the
questioning
point of
us
it.
on what we do and what we don't know, and you've done nothing yourself. You
Mhm.
believe you live on a ball because you've been told. You've not been out there and checked to see whether you can see curvature, check whether you can see boats going over this supposed physical horizon. You've not done any on it.
And
But
if we
you
don't,
come in here and
if
saying,
we don't
no,
personally do anything
hold on, PJ, I
ourselves,
haven't finished, mate.
okay.
PJ, I
Sorry,
haven't
dude.
finished.
That's what
But you come in here and you're saying you flat earthers, you don't know what's going on, you don't know this, you deny that, you've done nothing, mate. So you're in no better position. And
Oh, so you've gone out and measured the flat Earth, or have you just gone out and looked? Is that all you've done? Just looked at the ocean? Said it looks flat? Good enough for me? You not measured anything? Not tried to compile a model? Hmm. Man, that's pretty sad.
you're not really
Very hypocritical.
coming from a position where you should be talking to us in that way.
See, I've confirmed the angles. I've confirmed the sphericity of the Earth, and you've not done shit, boy. So shut your mouth.
And sorry, Michael, I thought you'd finished. And if we haven't done anything personally, in general, flat earthers know someone personally that go out and do stuff, then give.
Ah, so a appeal to authority, appeal to consensus, a appeal to hearsay. So someone told you that the Earth is flat, and you believed them. That's it, man. That's all you've got. It's a cult. It's a pseudo-religious cult, is what flat Earth is.
And do observations and put their stuff on the internet and give good reasons for it and all that.
So you can't see how that's indoctrinated, how you've been indoctrinated. You can't see that. You haven't done it personally, but you know somebody who's told you, and you believe them. Right? You didn't take any measurements yourself. You didn't confirm it or verify it or validate it. You just believed it. That's called indoctrination. Science is not that.
That kind of stuff. If we don't do it personally, we know people that do.
And I mean, I'm a person that likes to demonstrate things in real life.
Yeah.
So if I want to make a claim, I go and demonstrate it because that's how I am.
Really, how do you demonstrate it? You show Polaris dropping in altitude physically. Not you show how you don't understand scale or how you don't understand how units work. That's the shit you demonstrate, Flatsoid. That's what you demonstrate.
I like to validate things. This comes back
But
to
how
my
do you
original.
know that you've done the experiments correctly?
What do you mean?
Because of internet cancer. Because he thinks he's done it correctly, therefore he has done it correctly. That's what liars do. They and victims of internet cancer. They say, well, everything I think and say and do is correct, so if I do it, it must be correct. All the people in my chat, people I haven't blocked, all tell me that I'm a genius, so why should I believe anything different?
I mean, let's put it. The claim is you can't replicate things getting bottom obstruction on flat surfaces. Yet, me and myself and many flat earthers have replicated this.
Right, by putting the camera lens below the surface of the table and pointing up just a little bit. That's what you've done. That's what you did. You lied. You produced a lie.
Using refraction, using limited angle, just using camera.
Limited angle? What the fuck is a limited angle? My field of view is this wide, dude. This wide. I can see up that far, down that far. I can see out that far. What's a limited angle?
angles, using just how things work optically. We've been able to demonstrate this.
No, you haven't. You've completely explained how little you know about optics. Dave here, SSUM, is a complete moron. He doesn't understand understand shit about it. And you agree with everything he fucking says, so that proves you don't understand.
Yet the globe,
I mean, this dumbass here thinks that the water makes everything below it vanish for some fucking reason. He thinks that Rayleigh criteria only works on half of something because he thinks our field of view is cut in half by the water. No, it's just the dividing line where the horizon is. See, you can still see the water, right?
side has never ever demonstrated any of their claims because all the excuses we get is globe too big, scale. That's
Right, yes, a 4,000 mile radius sphere. That's how big the Earth is. That's how big the Earth is. If you see 150 miles of it, you're seeing about about 3 degrees of curvature. It's not big enough for us to distinguish. You don't understand scale at all.
it.
I mean, you don't understand frame of reference. You don't understand geometry. You think that if someone is on this part of a ball, that they're tilted because someone is at this part of the ball and someone is at this part of the ball. That's how fucking stupid you are. You don't understand that down is down. Down is toward the feet, toward the center of the earth, and they wouldn't be tilted. You're fucking ignorant, man. You're just ignorant as shit.
Just one experiment. The flat says to replicate it. It has to be able to repeat it. You know, if it doesn't repeat and if it repeats and you don't get the same answer, it's just something wrong. So it's got to be replicated.
Right. Yes. If you look at the ocean, you say it's flat, and then you measure it, and then you measure it again, and you measure it again, and you measure it again, you keep getting the same measurement. Then your initial observation is wrong. That's how science works. That's how science works. If measurement proves our observations are not right, then our observations are not right.
Okay.
They're not expecting.
You can't claim the math is wrong because you think it's flat.
Either they're observations.
Especially when your eyes are not designed to see curvature of that little magnitude, but measurements are.
In general, yeah.
So check this.
I mean, if someone is using a pair of binoculars and they say, "Man, I can see a ship out on the horizon," you can't though. So is that ship not there? Of course not. It's still there. You just can't see it.
It's out, right? We know that.
Is the guy with the binoculars lying because he can see further than you? He can confirm that there, yes, indeed is a boat out there. But no, it's observably no boat. That's how ridiculous your argument is.
The train tracks on this is of course is a drawing, but it's pretty accurate to show what we're talking about. You see,
Red Dead Redemption would shoot him in the face.
the train tracks are not actually getting narrower.
I don't even know what the guy's name in the game is. I've never played it. Call him Red.
They stay the same width apart, but see how they converge together? They'll come to a point in the distance, right? And we know that those telephone poles,
Do half of them disappear unless there's a curve? Huh? No. They just, see, even your drawing shows all the bottoms, they get smaller in total till you can't see them no more.
that hold those wires.
And that's what, about half a mile here? A tenth of a mile, maybe? It's not a good example.
Those telephone poles are all the same height, but they appear to get shorter and shorter, as do the lines look like they're coming down to the ground, but they're not. They're at the same height up above the ground all the way down the tracks. Well, the whole thing is converging right to left, left to right, up to down, down to up.
Right. Simple 1 point perspective. You only see this in art. You don't see this in real life.
That's just how your vision works. That's how angular resolution is with your
Yes, affects the whole thing. Affects the entire scene. Everything gets smaller at the same time. That's how angular resolution works. Not the way you think.
optics. Okay. If you increase your field of view,
Hey, Stanley Tools.
you'll see further. And how do you increase your field?
No, you will not see further if you increase your field of view, you dumb fuck. You just see more of the scene. Shit doesn't get closer because you changed your field of view, because you've taken your blinders off. See, if you do this, right, that's your field of view. If you do that, nothing gets closer. Nothing gets further away, you fucking ignorant asshole. The fuck are you talking about? See, he's got his eyes closed. He's trying to picture this shit in his head. And he's saying it as he's picturing it in his head, but he's not smart enough to filter what's in his head as to what, if it makes any fucking sense at all.
Field of view, you
See, whenever he talks, he just closes his eyes and he tries to think, but he's incapable of it.
gain elevation. Now,
So it all comes out as bullshit and garbage.
if the Earth was a curve, we would see the horizon drop as we rose in elevation.
We do. We do.
But instead, it remains relative to eye level.
Right, that's what dropping in elevation is remaining relative to your eye level, you dumb motherfucker. Wow, you really are not smart, David. Not at all. Not one little bit.
Just below eye level.
I'm gonna go out on a limb and take a risk and say slightly retarded,
All the time, no matter where you go.
drug addled. I'd say definitely.
Yeah, but like I say, there's a lot of different things you have to take into account. It's not just one simple thing. Do you understand how diffraction limit works?
You don't. You think it only works on half of something.
Yeah, wait, are we just talking about when the atmosphere disperses the lights and everything gets fuzzy and you can't see any further?
Yeah, but diffraction limit is based on what's resolvable and what's not. So let's, for instance, take
An entire boat would be unresolvable at the same time on a flat Earth. You'd be able to see the bottom as well as the top until you couldn't. It would obstruct nothing. You don't understand diffraction limit.
how am I going to put this? Imagine you're looking
Say
at the
dirt.
ocean.
You could just say derp, 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 and that would be the equivalent to whatever you're going to say next.
The ocean is closest
Here, prove me right.
to your eyes because you're standing here and you're looking outwards. You'd agree? So it's one
Closer to your eyes. The ocean's up here. You're saying the ocean's up here. That's what you're saying. Okay?
large angle. Now the boat
Large angle. Large angle. No, it's just part of your field of view. It's the floor. You ever see the top of a door go below the floor? I don't think so.
small
I don't know. This guy probably saw a lot of shit. Whatever drugs he's done. And he probably believed all of it.
object on that large angle away. So that object, that boat, the bottom of the boat and the whole boat itself is becoming smaller with angular size as it's moving.
Right, the whole thing. Not just the bottom of the boat. The whole fucking thing. As well as the waves that are up against the boat. See, they only want one thing to get smaller, but not everything. They only want parts of the thing that get smaller that proves their fucking insane beliefs.
Moving the distance. But the ocean's not changing angular size.
Right. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. You think the waves look as big as they do when they're up close to you? Of course it changes in angular size. Everything changes in angular size as it moves away from you. You stupid motherfucker. Are you kidding me?
It's staying the same angular size. So due to diffraction, the larger angle is going to be more resolvable than the smaller angle. And
Right. You just won't be able to see the boat till it gets too small to be resolved. That's what happens. Part of it doesn't get obstructed. You dumb motherfucker. No matter where the water is, it will all get smaller, including the water, as it goes away from you. I mean, just tell us you don't understand simple geometry without fucking saying the words, dummy.
and that's why you see
Seriously.
the bottom of the boats disappear first.
I mean, you tell me how something on the water can get up in my cone of vision when it's 3 foot tall and I'm 6 foot tall, how it can block anything in my field of vision, any part of that water. You explain that to me.
First, because your eyes
Because I've explained how it couldn't.
or your camera or whatever is more resolving
I mean,
that.
this level of dishonesty is just fucking sickening, isn't it? I mean, this level of ignorance is just sad.
Larger angle of water while the ship's going out in the distance. And that's why you see bottom of obstruction now. Yes, you get those times where it's limited to, you can zoom in and you still don't see the bottom of the ship. But that's the whole point.
Right. You still can't see the bottom of the ship. And as the ship goes out further, you can't zoom any more of it back in, motherfucker. I dare you to. I dare you to try.
It's gotten to that point where it is no longer resolvable because it's at a limited angle. The angle's limited. So you got that little wave or little.
Right. The whole boat. It's the whole boat, not just the little wave or the bottom part of the boat. The whole fucking thing, man.
Swell or something that is now occulting it due to foreshortening. So you can zoom in as much as you want. You can't see through that.
It's occulting due to foreshortening. How? How does it work? You have not sufficiently explained it to where your explanation matches reality.
Wave. It's not meaning an earth curve. It's just foreshortened due to the angle that's limited. And I've actually done a demonstration on this as well.
Yeah, like you can see perspective
No, you don't.
in my room, like above me. It looks like the ceiling above me is wider than the ceiling behind me. Do you know what I mean? Which is not. But you can imagine if this was a longer room, the ceiling would come down relative to eye level, and the floor would come up relative to eye level, and anything on that horizon point converges.
Thank you, Terry. He's been a member for 1 month. He says, thanks for the late night shows, guys. I really appreciate your guys' support. All the members, everybody supports the show. You guys are awesome.
Could you explain foreshortening?
Okay, yeah. Foreshortening is just simply a larger angle seeming to occult a smaller angle at a distance. So stop doing if you push.
What? A larger angle occulting a smaller angle in the distance. That's not foreshortening. No, it's not. What are you fucking talking about?
Pushing your hand out, your hand's not actually that big.
No.
But because of the angle and the angular size, it appears.
No, foreshortening is perspective. That's what perspective is. That's what perspective is. That's not foreshortening. Sorry. If your hand was like this close to your face and it was huge, that would be foreshortening. That would be forced perspective. But no, you're just describing perspective, man. You think it's something else, but it's not.
Appears to occult your face. It's not physically occulting your face. It just seems so because of the angle.
Right. And put your fucking hand down at your feet. Put your hand down at your feet. It doesn't matter where you put your head will not be obstructed at all, ever. You're a fucking idiot. Well, look, see, you can't see my head. Flat Earth. What a fucking moron you are.
Angle and how big it has become in angular size.
See, you can't see my head. That's because my hand is only 3 feet off. Wait, it's not 3 feet off the ground, is it? It's up covering my fucking head. Jesus. So there are just constant tsunamis everywhere, right? Every time we look at the water, it's a fucking tsunami. Fucking retards.
Your position, the angle of it, and all that.
Yeah. So that's why when you see like a little small wave and you've got something moving about, it appears to be bigger in angular size. I've actually got a demonstration for you.
Oh yeah, sometimes it looks like that thing would be in rough seas. You'd think that those people are being tossed around by the size of the wave, because you see them disappear and come back, disappear, and it's just because of a little wave in the foreground.
And you have to also understand
No, it's because the camera's like this close to the fucking water, you fucking idiot.
and parallax. So when something's further away, it's going to appear to move slower than something that's closer. So if they take a video of like a ship far away, it seems like it's disappearing a long way. In the meantime, it's just gone down below a swell or something. But because it's so far away, it takes
No, it doesn't go down below a swell, you fucking idiot. Sorry. You're another lie, because it's been explained to you that that's not true. Why do you lie so much, Flatzoid? Seriously, why do you lie so much? It's very unbecoming.
longer to get out of that swell to appear to us, while the waves in front here move much faster.
So when it comes to the sun, does it
yeah.
get closer to you after dawn? Does it get closer to you?
The sun just moves into position above you and moves away. But because
That's not an answer. It just moves into position. Yeah, but does it get closer to you when it moves into position? Answer the question, man. Why do you deflect every question asked to you? Why do you deflect to something else? You know, an answer to a question doesn't end in a question mark, stupid.
you have magnification due to the atmosphere and everything, it also does seem to help keep its angular size constant. But
Really? So why doesn't it get what? Yeah, that doesn't make any sense. Doesn't make any sense. Atmospheric magnification. So if it gets further away, see, if it's atmospheric magnification, it shouldn't change, because it's always being magnified. So why would it change?
you do get the days where you're able to see the angular size change.
It's just on a second. It's just on a
Here's
second.
the thing: is when something's already pretty far from you, it's hard to see a change in angular size.
Right, especially if something's 93 million miles away and you're spinning. Yeah, it's hard to tell the angular size change. But we do detect that throughout the year, but not throughout the day. So how does that work on flat Earth?
I'm going to kind of demonstrate that. Okay. I'm going to pull me up full screen if you can, and I'm going to turn off my background just for a second. So it's
Be right back.
All right. All right. So you can see my hand appears to change size drastically, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And I'm only taking it back to my face and putting it out at arm's length. Now watch what happens when I move way the fuck on back here. Okay. Now I'm already far away from you. Now,
What are you going to do?
now you see there's not very much change in the angular size of my hand at all, as opposed to when it was closer to you.
That's
So
well
now
demonstrated.
it's already far away from you, and it goes, because of your perspective, out of your range of your sight. You won't see much angular change, angular size change.
That was well demonstrated, actually, Dave. I never even thought of that. That's quite
Yeah,
simple.
But look, this is what I was trying to explain with the foreshortening, with a force perspective. This has got to do with the with how the angles are getting limited due to the sun moving away. I demonstrated this in a spray booth. Obviously, the sun is higher here, and well, the paint cans are just going to represent a mountain or something.
Yeah, your camera's below the level of the spray of the paint can. That's obvious. That's fucking obvious. So yeah, this is just another lie that Flatzoid's produced.
Or a wave in the distance.
Another pathetic,
so you just
vain attempt. Another vain attempt to appear smart. Even this floor is curved. You can see it. Look at that.
giving the closest to do as the position gets further away, it appears to drop lower. Note that it's
What a dishonest shit cunt.
actually exactly the same altitude. It's not changing physically dropping. It's only appearing to drop further. Can you see now the front paint can? Even though it's lower than the light, it's occulted now by the light because of
By a mountain. Fucking idiot.
the angle between us and the light band. And that's what I'm trying to show.
So he thinks this proves something. He thinks this proves something.
So you see, so it just drops due to
So when does it go below the floor? When does it do that? And what's funny is they can reproduce like what we see in reality, like within 20 feet. This is like 20, 30 feet. He can reproduce it, right? Being occulted when it takes ships miles at sea to do. Takes the sun thousands of miles to go out of range But oh, he can do it here within his fucking paint shop.
the compression of the angle.
Yeah.
So when I'm going to rise in elevation,
The compression of the angle. What compression of the angle? What compression of what angle? Does it mean the floor? How does the floor get within your field of view, Flatzoid? Within your field of view of anything above it, right? Your field of view is the whole thing. What your focus, your field of focus would be from the floor up. So how does this change what you're seeing up here? It can't. It cannot change what you see above it. Ever. I mean, Jesus fucking Christ, man. I mean, this has been debunked 1,000 times. You've seen them. You've seen the debunking. You've seen the explanations. You've seen the mathematics as to why it's fucking bullshit. But you still push it because you're a pathological liar and you've got nothing.
I'm going to be able to see the light again. See, it's still exactly the same elevation. And that's all I was trying to show, just to show that you do have the angles getting limited. And because it gets further away, obviously this was a very short distance. If I wanted to do it in a much greater distance, then I wouldn't need to really use something so high compared to my...
You wouldn't need to use something blocking your field of view. The floor wouldn't naturally do it. See, that's what you're saying. That's what you say it does on the water. Is the water blocks your field of view. Obstructs boats from the bottom up because it's just water. There's little waves. But you had to use a fucking paint can that's that tall. Could be taller. I don't know what volume he buys his paint in. Could be 5 gallon. Looked like about a 5 gallon can. So, yeah. So you had to cheat and put something in the way to simulate a flat earth. Cool.
camera, but it was just to make the point on...
I mean, can you see how fucking lame you are? How fucking idiotic you look? Seriously.
Things get limited due to distance, and the sun drops down to the horizon due to perspective, not because it physically is.
That's a good demonstration.
Richard Paul,
Right, but you claim you claim Polaris drops down physically. That's what your chart shows. So show us in GeoGebra how the sun can get that low on the horizon. Because I've shown it can't. I can show it again here. Here, let's undo all this shit. So let's see. So here's your horizon. Let's put numbers in. Oh, there we go. Oops. So let's move this over here. So each one of these lines is going to represent 10,000 miles. Make it 10,000 miles. So here's the sun. Actually, just do a point. So the sun is here 3,000 miles overhead. So it's 2, 4, 6, 8. So let's put it 6,000. And you're right here on the ground. I mean, you're basically there. So let's move this thing. Let's draw a line from point to point. Let's see how far the sun would have to go out to be below the horizon. See, let's bring it out to here. 324,000 miles. 350,000. And we're going to bring it up 2, 4, 6. It's about right there, right? So that's 304,000 fucking miles out, motherfucker. 300 or about 350,000 miles away from you. We'll go back to you. And we can even bring you up a little bit. Oh, we can't. But let's measure the angle. Let's put a dot here. Let's measure an angle from here to here to here. And it says the zero angle. Let's where's the level of accuracy? Level of where is it? Oh, here we go. Let's go 5 decimal places. So it's 0.87 degrees. Had to go out. Actually, that should be up here. But yeah, it's 0.87 degrees. So the sun would have to be 0.8, well, even at 350,000 miles away, would only be 0.87 degrees above the horizon. It would never hit the horizon, dipshit. That's how geometry works. That's how life works. Fucking ignorant assholes.
Oh,
The amount of people who said you had a curved floor.
yeah. Apparently, a spray booth with concrete floor is curved.
Lovely.
Rachel Ball, thank you very much for your $5 super chat. He says, Mary.
Yes, you can see it's fucking curved, asshole. You can see it. You dipshit. So we're at 35. So you don't think that's curved? You don't think that's a curved fucking line right there? You fucking liar.
The sun drops down to the horizon due to perspective, not because it physically is.
That's a good demonstration.
Yeah, I just showed it doesn't. Okay? I just showed it fucking doesn't.
Oh.
The amount of people who said you had a curved floor.
Yeah. Apparently, a spray booth with concrete floor is curved.
Lovely.
Yes, we just saw it. Just showed it. You fucking liar.
Rachel Ball, thank you very much for your $5 super chat. He says, Mary Poppins described ballers in just one word. Super fragilistic ditzy baller as 8. Wow. Thank you very much for the super chat, man. You are awesome, Rachel Ball. Appreciate it. I must say, the baller we got on tonight is very cordial and he seems to be very calm. So I appreciate you, man. We don't get this much.
No, we don't.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
So did that demonstration make sense to you?
Yeah, it does, yeah.
Makes sense to you? Okay.
You want to share as well?
Doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, we get like that too.
See what happened? You see what's happening there? Red's Rhetoric likes to use this picture a lot, but he only shows it for a second because he doesn't want you to notice what's going on here. There's a mirroring effect happening right here. Do you see this tree is reflected down?
Mm-hmm.
Right here, this tree right here is reflected down. This is reflected down. These are reflections of these windows.
You have to have something to reflect off of. You have to have something to reflect off of. Where is everything below this line? Where is everything below that line?
Yeah. Right? And look at here.
Where are the cars? There's buildings and shit down here, man. There's a whole wall. There's a whole street. There's another building over here. Well, you can kind of see it up here. But yeah, where's everything else? Where's everything else?
What is going on with the size? There's a bunch of giants live down here, and then there's little floors up above it. Is that what we're seeing? So that's some distortion that you can get heavy duty. There's that same line as you change your perspective on it. That's that same line where it's at. Boom, 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 boom.
But
But
you
where's
notice the
everything
compression
down
as well,
below?
closer
Yep.
to the bottom. Usually where there's the most refraction is most compression. I wish I can find that old video by, remember, Red Bull Velocity?
So how is everything being compressed? These windows are the same size here as they are up here. All these windows are the same size. This is just doubled because of the miraging. But yeah, these windows don't get smaller. They aren't getting compressed, are they?
Most refraction is most compression. I wish I can find that old video by, remember, Red Bull Velocity?
Just more excuses. Yeah, you mean, yeah, Red's Rhetoric. You mean the guy that you took the video he made and took 11, 12 frames out of it and proved what a liar you are? You mean that one? That guy? Okay. Yeah.
Philosophy when he did that lighthouse observation of his.
Yeah.
Yeah, Red Pill Philosophy is a lying sack of shit, too.
That was really awesome because there it showed it perfectly.
What about that one? I can't remember. Is it Don't Fear the Truth or somebody with that torch on that lake?
Good tone or what?
Is it Don't Fear the Truth or is it somebody else?
I know Peter Lumen likes to show you stuff. It's good tone or whatever his name is. Any other questions you got for us, mate?
Well, with the images that you were showing just then, like when you zoom into like things in the horizon and things that are being distorted, obviously that's just due to all these slight distortions. You're magnifying those, so it's going to make things, like
Right.
the black swan thing.
Right.
Yeah.
It's at a distance, it wouldn't look very much that way, but because you're zooming in, you're magnifying that distortion. And
Can you explain what the black swan argument is?
Yeah, it's horseshit. It's you not understanding refraction or cherry picking refraction when it suits you. That's what the black swan is. It's what the heliocentric model predicts will the water in the ocean and those things will look like under that type of refraction. That's what that shows. That's the black swan. The black swan doesn't dismiss all white swans. It just shows you a rarity.
but it's basically that it's seen much further.
But these dumb fucks have taken the black swan as reality, and everything else is distorted. That's how distorted their view of the world is.
Then you should be able to. I mean, that's
Yeah, you're
basically
right. Further out than it's meant to be on the ball, definitely. Yeah. I'm surprised you never came up with really clean arms, but that's a fact.
That's what I was expecting Vindicated.
Yeah.
Yeah,
no, fair play to him.
Well, the thing is with Earth curvature, you can there's like this. I'll see if I can find it. It's like this massive area where there's water that goes over several kilometers, and the whole place is built in a way that it follows the curvature, and it has to follow.
I know what you're talking about. It's got to do with the water.
Yeah, drag tanks. Yeah, drag tanks. Those are deliberately, the rails are deliberately made curved so that they will follow the contour of the ocean, of the water in the tank, so that their measurement of the boat going across the water will remain the same if nothing has disturbed the water. See, that's how those are engineered. They're engineered with curvature to be parallel to the water that you say lies flat, that we've measured as lying spherical. So,
For the modeling.
let's hear your excuses.
Is that what Mr. Sensible likes to use?
I know, Jack, but you know, that it doesn't
Because
follow the Earth.
And it's the same when it comes to bridges as well. They're made in a way where the pillars that stand up
Suspension.
angle
Horizontal
away
bridge.
from each other very slightly, but perpendicular to the water.
Right, they are perpendicular to the earth, to the ground, to the water, and they are further apart at the top than the bottom. Yes, how does that work on a flat earth? It fucking can't.
Sorry, but the people have been putting wool over your eyes. We actually
Another physical impossibility of the flat earth.
spoke about this last night again.
Yeah.
The Verrazano Bridge. They claim because it's tilted a bit to the top. It's built
Right.
that way because it's a tension bridge.
Right, so how can it be perpendicular but still be splayed out? How does that work on a flat earth?
If you understand your physics, to have tension, you have to have it leaning because it needs to pull tension on the rope, and that's how the bridge actually keeps its rigidity.
Right, that's how it gains strength. But what happens? Shouldn't have closed this. You've got a line. Here's your flat Earth. And you have another line going up. This represents one bridge tower. Here's a second bridge tower. Let's measure the angle. Hey, stop it. Fucking do something here. What the fuck? Oh, what the hell is that? What the shit? Oh, that's not on the line, is it? What the hell is that even there for? So let's do an angle here. Oh, that's not right. Fuck. That's not right either. How the fuck do I do this here? Yeah, there we go. Yeah, it's at 0 degrees. I don't think this is on the... Yeah, that's not on the line. Something like that. Anyway, it's this is plumb. This is 90 degrees, and this is 90 degrees. How do you get these moving away from each other, but still remain plumb to the ground, Flatzoid? How does that happen? How does that happen? How are these wider at the top than they are at the bottom, but still maintain a 90-degree angle here and here? And if you have another one over here, how does that work? See, that it physically can't, Flatzoid, and you not being able to understand this proves just how fucking stupid you are.
Otherwise,
Is the tension.
they just fold in.
So it needs to be curved that way. Let me see if I can quickly get that thing with the curved what you're talking about. It's actually just for modeling boats, but the rails are built, they say, to keep with the Earth's curvature. But I'll show you why it's not actually Earth's curvature.
Yes, they are. They are built to maintain Earth's curvature. But you don't like that, do you?
I can get it quickly.
In architecture, hence the name, from arch, is the strongest architectural structure that we have. And so many...
The arch, I'd say the dome is. Dome's stronger. So, but yeah, if you're talking like a wall or a door, yeah, an arch is pretty strong. But no, dome is a much stronger architectural feature.
times bridges are built with an arch in them for strength and for clearance, not for curvature. And you have to think about it. Some of these...
No, they're built with an arch in them to save brick, to save material. That's why they're built with an arch. A solid wall has much more rigidity, much more strength than an arched wall that has holes in it. So, just in case you didn't know that.
These bridges, you put that, is that it would have to be bigger than 8 inches per mile squared of curvature because it's trying to follow it's got to go concentric with the Earth, right? You realize that on a globe, a flight from Los Angeles.
How curvy do you think the Earth is? Seriously, how curved do you think the Earth should look if in fact it was spherical? I mean, you think it's the size of a fucking grapefruit? Good Lord, these people, again, no concept of scale. They can't comprehend how big 4,000 fucking mile radius is. It's just beyond their comprehension.
To New York at 35,000 feet would be a longer distance than it would be on the ground. Do you know why?
No, 35,000 feet. At 35,000 feet, your ground distance is the same as if you were on the ground. It's your distance traveled would be longer because the Earth is a sphere and you're further away from the center of rotation. But yeah, it would be longer.
because the arc that's concentric to it above it is going to be a longer line in order to stay consistent with the globe.
Well, look at the big brain on Brad.
The higher an airplane flew, the farther distance it would have to go between 2 points.
Right, and that's what happens in reality.
Yeah, that's true.
I think it was this one. So I'm just trying to find, because I want to get that exact citation.
I mean, that's exactly what happens. So, welcome to the globe.
I think I spoke about it on this one. Because I had it, I just can't remember where I put it.
Like for me though, like biggest thing that you want to think about is there any Earth curve or not? Is it measurable or not? And so far,
Absolutely, yes. With spherical excess, it's measurable. That's how we know that it's a sphere. I mean, there's been other experiments, but that's how we finally know that it's a sphere and the size of the sphere. So, you can deny that or you can just fucking fuck off. I don't care.
I've been around for like 8-9 years now, and I've not seen any curve when I've been out looking myself. I've not been presented any curve.
You've been out looking and you haven't seen curve. I have a 4,000-mile radius ball that you're standing on. You haven't seen any curve. Congratulations, you won't. Not standing on it. What are you fucking crazy? Again, how curvy do you think the fucking thing should look? It's fucking amazing. But you know, we measured it. I don't give a shit what you think you've seen. We've measured it.
There's no measurements for it. So all these things we talk about,
Yes,
light
it
whatever.
Yes, it has been presented to you, and the measurements have been presented to you, been presented to all of you dumb motherfuckers. You just deny them. So don't sit there and say, "Yo, you've never shown me anything," like Danny Pratt. You're a fucking liar.
All happened on a flat Earth.
And you call us liars because we don't believe what you say. But you're lying yourself right now when you say nobody's presented you with evidence of anything. That's a bald-faced lie. You hypocritical shit cunt.
Earth if you can't prove any curvature.
There's calculations. There's no measurements.
Right, all measurements are calculated. All measurements are calculated.
Oh, man. Wait, I put it. I don't remember.
I mean, they don't understand the difference between a measurement and a calculation. They're not that smart. They're just that fucking dumb. And they think they're going to fucking school people. They beg for people to come on the show and then they just deny everything they say. Say, nuh-uh, that debunks itself. You prove yourself wrong. Concede. That's all you do. You have no evidence to present for your flat earth. You got plenty of stuff to say, well, why I think reality isn't real. But you never present a map, model, or measurements of your flat earth. You begged me to, at the beginning of this chat. Can I go back far enough? Yeah. So, Sean, you got a membership on my channel. Great. To celebrate, maybe you should come try to do a live debunking on my show sometime. If you're so smart, this should be easy. I've already done that. I was already on your show. You couldn't prove flat earth. You couldn't prove your model. You didn't have a map or measurements. I let you flounder. I proved what you asked me to come on and do was gas pressure without a container, and you mocked that until this dipshit, dumb motherfucker, brought it up, and you praised him for it. Why is that, Flatzoid? Why'd you do that? That's very dishonest. But you couldn't prove your model. You couldn't back up your claims with any evidence. So why should I come on your show again to have you deny what I say and fucking ignore what you're supposed to be doing? Why should I do that? Why should I put myself through that again? You come up with some fucking evidence, I might come on your show. I mean, go beg somebody else, dude.
I'm trying to think what's the name.
I mean, I realize you are hurting for viewership. You're hurting. You got 48 thumbs up with almost 4,000 subscribers. So you should have a lot more than that. So you're hurting for viewers because you've blocked everybody, man. Your show is boring. So you beg people to come on your show. So what? You can just deny everything they say. And then probably wind up blocking them after they prove you wrong. So that seems to be your modus operandi. Yes, he promised to show evidence after I showed mine, and he failed. He deliberately lied. He lied to MC Toon when he said he'd do that. They just lie like it's breathing. The lies come out of their body like carbon dioxide on an exhale. It just fills the room. It's pretty sad. And I realize why I got to pee so much. It's because of the coffee. The coffee makes me pee. If I was just drinking water, I'd go the whole show. If I drink a cup of coffee before I go to bed, I'm up 4 times a night taking a piss. If I drink a cup of water before I go to bed, I'll sleep like a baby. So
I can't remember what's the name, guys, but I'm looking for it. So you guys can go on.
I think they call that a diuretic.
Yeah, because you know what gets us a lot is gas pressure containment.
Yeah.
Pissuretic.
What are you looking for? Flat stat? Yeah,
That citation of that.
Cover what?
I just the specific word in there that I need to.
Yes, Vicky. It certainly is.
Just to kind of show you what I'm talking about here.
5 minutes, me.
Here's what I was talking about with the airplanes.
He
Okay.
laughs like
So,
a bully's
here's the
friend.
ground, right? This inner thing is the ground. Up here is a flight. Now, of course, it's not to scale, but it's to exemplify the point. Between here and here is a much shorter line than it is between here and here, right? Yep. So the higher an airplane would have to flew, the longer distance it would have to go between 2 points.
Yeah, if it's following the curve of the earth, then it would have that distance.
It would have to follow.
Yeah.
So that means that the curvature of a bridge should exceed 8 inches per mile squared, but it should mathematically work out to be from what it should be at that height, as if the Earth were now maybe 60 feet bigger in radius.
Yeah.
See, but
And you know it's not for a fact. You know they aren't for a fact. I mean, you can see the curvature of a fucking bridge, dipshit. So what's your point?
But I'm just a dumb flirter. I wouldn't know anything.
Of course
No,
not.
you are. That is a clippable comment. Yeah.
Yeah.
See, but I'm just a dumb flirter. I wouldn't know anything.
Of course not. So.
Yep. There we go. Thank you.
Yeah. It's not like you do your own show full of information and stuff like that, you know? Full of the truth.
No, I've never really thought about these things. Come on, man. That's what comes.
No, you haven't. You haven't really thought about these things. You just think something up in your head and that becomes truth to you. You haven't really thought of them. You haven't really thought about shit. You haven't investigated things. You just take things uncritically. As long as they're anti-establishment, anti-government, anti-education, you accept them uncritically because they're what you like. But it's not reality, man. It's provably not reality. It's a demonstrable lie.
And these little things like that. You mean to tell me that a couple billionaires went down only to a slight pressure differential compared to what space would be on, right? They just went down to go see the Titanic.
Say what? Space doesn't have pressure. And water does. You have thousands of pounds of pressure on a sub. In space, there's no inward pressure. What the fuck are you talking about? He likes to compare air to water and thinks it's analogous. It's just fucking not.
The pressure differential between down there and here at sea level, okay, compared to here at sea level to 10 to the negative 11 torr, 10 to the negative 17 torr.
That's 14 pounds of pressure. The difference between at sea level and space is 14 pounds per square inch. 14 psi. That's the difference. Do you think negative 17 torr is a negative number? is a real big number? A big negative number? No, that's just almost zero. It's no different from 14 psi to 0 as it is 14 psi to negative 17 torr. What the fuck are you talking about, man? Tell us you don't understand numbers without saying the words.
What's going to happen to a vessel that has a skin only as thick as a couple sheets of aluminum foil? What's that going to do?
It had, well, what do you think it would do? It would crush because of what? Because of a vacuum? Or is it open and very little pressure is put on it? See, I believe in the limb on the lunar module, they had to keep their suits on, but there was the skin, that gold mylar, the gold aluminum foil you call it. That's just a covering, just a heat shield. There's a structure underneath it, dipshit.
That's going to puff up and explode. Why?
Like me.
Because the air inside
Why?
wants to equalize.
Why? Why would it puff up and explode? Where's your science behind that?
Badly.
The problem is, like gas pressure like that is always exaggerated.
What do you mean? It's demonstrable, man. It's demonstrable.
I mean, these rockets that go up and
Look at
No, it's not demonstrable. You're an idiot. You're a fucking moron who's never researched how the thing was built and what it's made of. You just watched a flat earth video of some guy saying, "Oh, it's just made of aluminum foil and duct tape and it'll explode." That's all you did. You didn't research it at all. Same way with suits. You guys don't research the suits, see how they're built, how they would shield people from pressure and radiation and shit like that. You've not researched anything. It's in your head and that's truth. It's pretty fucking pathetic. And you have the nerve to call us dumb and indoctrinated.
They don't even have to take it down to about 8 pounds per square inch inside of a railway tanker car in order to cause the little bit of 14.7 psi to crush that tank.
The fuck are you talking about? Yeah, because that's a lot of pressure put on that tank. Way more than 14 pounds. A lot more. So what's your fucking point? There was a defect in the hull. It would have survived if it wasn't for that defect.
It only has to go down to about 8.5, 8.
I mean, we got submarines that go down deeper. So you just want to cherry pick one sub out of hundreds and hundreds and hundreds built. Good going, Flurfer.
2.5 psi inside.
Flurfer pies, best in the world. Made from the best cherry picked cherries.
In order for the outside Atmos to crush a rail tanker car.
There's no such thing as Atmos, dumb fuck. Stop saying that. You look ridiculous. That's like a dummy in high school calling the skin the epidermis because he thinks it makes him sound smart. Oh, it's the epidermis.
That's not much of a differential. That's not even half.
Say what? You think there's only 7 pounds of pressure when you're down hundreds of feet below the water? Really? Is that what you think? Fuck, dude, you are an idiot. You're a fucking moron. You really are.
Yeah. So anyway, it was the tow tank. What we're seeing here is this tow tank that you're talking about, where they test the model boats that they say they built the tow tank to conform to Earth's curvature.
Yeah.
Yes, they did. That's how it was engineered. You can go look at the plans probably. So, what's your excuse?
Does that look curved to you?
Yeah, it certainly doesn't.
Oh, does that look curved to you? That's all he's got. Does that look curved to you? No, but it's built curved. It's deliberately made curved. So, measurably curved.
Since learning about flat Earth, there's nothing about heliocentrism. That
Okay,
you,
but I want to. Okay, but I just want to finish on this point quickly.
Go for it.
God, what an idiot. Does that look curved? Does my clock look like it's moving? No, it looks like it's still. Is it broken? Is it not working? No, it's moving. I just can't see it move. Not with my eyes. But if I use the proper instruments, like if I were to take a time lapse of that clock, I'd see it. I'd see the hands moving, but I don't see them moving. But they're designed to move, and we can measure the movement. So you're a stupid motherfucker. Stop trying to be smart. Stop lying about reality to try and prove that your flat earth God is real. What a fucking pointless endeavor.
I think it's supposed to be a half a mile long or something, 800 meters long. How much curve should you see in 800 meters?
It won't be much because
800 meters? Not a whole lot. Not a whole lot. But you don't need to see the curvature, you stupid motherfucker. You just need to build it curved. You're dumb, man. You're just fucking dumb. Just incredibly dumb.
that's the thing. The world is massive.
Mhm.
The curve's not going to appear. You
Yeah,
won't
yeah,
be able to see it on your own.
Yeah, but you see the key here is they built these. They're called a flat base wave. So all these little
Flat base wave? No, this is curved, dude. This whole thing is curved. A 4,000 mile radius curve.
things are separate flat based horizontals, and they sit in a sort of go like this to give the same type of waves we see in observation, and that's why they built a very certain way. Now, the people are trying to say, "Oh, you see, it follows Earth's curve because it's following a structure that they had to put in, which is, I think, it came up to like 5 millimeter difference." But that's because they
Right. Yes. Yes. It is parallel, perfectly parallel with the surface of the water, of the still water. And it's curved. They built it curved. What part of that don't you fucking understand, man? I mean, seriously. If I say something is flat and you build a tool that's curved and you take that curve and you put it against that thing that I say is flat and they're parallel, they conform. Am I a liar? Did what I say, what I said the earth is that thing is flat, was that not true? Yeah, it would be. It would mean that it's not true, correct? Now they've built something and they didn't build it with the tank full, motherfucker. They built it with that curve. And then they filled the tank and guess fucking what? It's parallel. So it's the same thing. You say it's flat. You say it looks flat. But when you take a measured, engineered device and you compare it to it, you're wrong. But you don't like that. So you're going to come up with these excuses because you're a fucking liar and you've been indoctrinated. And it's hard to break the indoctrination. It really is.
did it that way to build the waves in a certain way to move, because this is testing the holes and everything of a model ship.
If you just look at light reflections in that water, though, there's no curve to that.
No curve to it. No,
If
exactly.
there any slight bit of curve on that, none of them reflections would be straight lines.
But
No.
even to be fair on that, even if it was to be curved, that short distance, it wouldn't be visible. It'd be too small.
I mean, listen to all the fucking. No, it's not visible. It's measured, motherfucker. You think you can see a thousandth of a millimeter? No, you can't, but you can measure it. Right? You just what you see is not the end all and be all of reality, dipshit. We measure shit, motherfucker. Our measurements trump your fucking pitiful fucking eyes. What the fuck? You think anybody could have built a fucking Formula One race car engine just by looking at it? No, we've got high precision tools like micrometers that go down to 0.0001 millimeters. Shit like that. Shit you can't even begin to fucking even see with your bare eyes, no matter how close to your face you put it. So don't tell me, oh, it looks flat, so it is flat. Fuck off. Until you have fucking measurements, motherfucker, like we do, you can shut the fuck up. Jesus, these fucking assholes.
To be fair,
But when they shorten slightly more than that, if there's some type of curve on it, when they shorten, they would shorten a little, surely.
it would be measurable, and there's no measurable
Measurable.
curve. That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying.
It is measurable, motherfucker. It is. How do you think they built it, dipshit?
But yeah, the gas pressure containment is the thing that really gets us because there is no demonstration for gas pressure containment.
Yes, I've shown you that. I showed you the Bernoulli's principle, which is gas pressure without containment. Because the pressure on the paper, the negative pressure or the low pressure, pick the paper up. That's what Bernoulli's principle demonstrates. Demonstrates gas pressure without containment. But you said no, that's a gas container because it has surface area. Flatzoid actually said this. He actually said that a flat sheet of paper is a gas container because it has surface area. That's how ignorant this dumb motherfucker is. And he mocked me, and he mocked me, and he mocked me, and he mocked me for showing Bernoulli's principle, for demonstrating exactly what he asked for. And they mocked me for that. Until one discussion when this piece of shit brought up, well, see, the Cavendish experiment, the balls probably came together because of Bernoulli's principle, because there was air going between the balls, and it created a low pressure system, and it pulled the balls together. He said that, oh my God, he was a fucking genius. He was a goddamn rocket scientist at that point, saying the exact same thing that I did, that I demonstrated, citing it very well, too, I have to say. He cited it very well because that's exactly why we don't park boats or park big ships next to each other that close, because the wind going between the ships will pull them together and damage them. Bernoulli's principle is that strong. It's how a piece of paper can raise up when you blow across it. But they mock it when I did it. But they praise him when he cited exactly the same thing. That's how intellectually dishonest these motherfuckers are.
We always get the people telling us, but if you take a fish tank, which is a container, stick in sulfur hexafluoride or something, and it will just stay there indefinitely. No, it won't, because we can show demonstrations where you have to put a lid over to keep that sulfur hexafluoride in there.
Right, if you have still air. But if it's in a room where the air is still, where there's no air moving in the tank, it will remain full. Because of gravity, fuckwit.
Because eventually it will disperse. If you know anything about entropy, you understand there's a thing called arrow of time. I don't know if you've heard of that before, arrow of time.
I haven't heard of that, no.
There's a big problem with sulfur hexafluoride. It's apparently a greenhouse gas.
But the arrow of time is just simply, it's a dedicated time given for dispersion. So something that's less dense, the arrow of time will be shorter because it disperses quicker than something that's denser. So for instance, if you get a pool of CO2, it takes longer to disperse into the surrounding system than, let's say, helium, because it's denser. So it takes longer, it takes more energy to be able to disperse.
Yes, because of gravity. Because of gravity.
But
a lot of this is
and the miscibility of the gas, the ability of it to mix with air. See, if it doesn't have the ability to mix with air, it will not empty the tank. It will not disperse into the air.
This is just due to thinking of very small scale in comparison to planetary scale. You can't compare the two.
It's too big.
Remember what I said in the beginning. The globalist claims invalidatability. So when we can demonstrate, we can demonstrate that gas can't be held down indefinitely. Especially if...
Really? How? Where have you demonstrated it? When have you demonstrated it?
If you just stick it in a vacuum, it will, no matter how dense the gas is, it will disperse instantaneously. That's why I have the Joule's free expansion of gas, because it goes entropy when it comes to that. It has no energy exchange, no temperature exchange. It just literally just expands freely. I can actually show you a demonstration where they take
He has no fucking idea what he just said. None. Zero idea.
Into a vacuum, and it's
not a fucking concept.
Into that free space with no energy change whatsoever.
Yeah, just entropy.
Get it for you.
So you don't
not
question
a
anything.
Fucking clue.
Do you question anything in heliocentrism? Do you not question anything about space, the globe, anything like that?
I think when it comes to...
I mean, why should we? We've confirmed it. Why should we doubt it if it's been confirmed?
Thinking of space and everything about that. I don't really have a reason to take it at face value.
Yeah, because I know this is a lot of things for somebody to take into like straight away.
Hey, what happened? I mean, my question is, and he's going to show this experiment where they have the two balls, the two round bottom flasks that are connected with a vacuum in one, with a valve in between them, and the other one is filled with what, bromine. Then he opens it and it rushes in and it fills both containers equally. My question is, why hadn't the Atmo plane done that yet? Why hasn't it done that yet? Why hasn't it filled the container evenly? Because we can measure a lot less air up there than we have down here. So when's it going to get to doing that, man? See, it can't do that because of gravity.
It's things people have to go back and actually look at and understand. That's why we say the flat earthers actually look into the stuff. It's not like we just make things up as we go. We've actually.
Yes, you do. You make shit up as you go. He made up fucking your field of vision gets cut in half. Of course, what Lemonbird came up with that first, but he's just parroting it because he doesn't know any better.
He mentioned Earth too biggy.
Yeah.
You know, you're claiming boats again hidden by this Earth curve at like a couple of miles out from shore. You know what I mean? So like, we get this a lot. Like you can like Lake Pontchartrain. The claim that's a photograph of Earth curvature, but if that were the case, Earth would be like really small. You know what I mean? So you get ballers will say, well, Earth's too big, we don't see this. Like you'll get them say Earth's too big. It's only degrees of curve. You're not going to see it with your eyes. But yeah, then you're claiming boats again hidden by it. You know what I mean? So there's a contradiction there to start with. You know, like.
No, there's no contradiction. You can't see the curvature with your eyes, but you can see the effect of curvature on other things. You fucking idiot. God damn, you're dumb. Holy shit, man. Come on.
Earth really isn't that big.
Yeah,
you know how big Earth is?
I don't know the numbers off my head.
It's about 23,000 in diameter, nearly 24,000 mile in diameter, allegedly.
Circumference.
Sorry, circumference, not diameter. Circumference.
Yeah. Okay, let's quickly watch this. Let's just say we're able to demonstrate our claims. The globe isn't. That's the whole point.
One of these valves is bromine, and in the other, I have
Nailed it.
a vacuum. And if I open the tap between these two, you will see spontaneously the bromine rush from one to the other. Now, that is the simplest change we can have, perhaps, because all that happens is a change in entropy. In this case, the expansion into a vacuum, nothing else is involved. There's no energy change, there's no temperature change, there's no change except entropy. So without the entropy
Yeah, bromine is quite heavy as well. Yeah.
I mean, even if you have to turn the other way around, it's still going to rush up.
Yeah, and like Michael was saying about, you allegedly see the curve at 3 mile, boats start going over the horizon at 3-ish mile, but your x-axis, you don't see any curvature, and that's, I don't know how many miles that is, but there's a lot of mile, a lot more than 3 mile in your peripheral that you see that's just a horizon that's horizontal. You don't see any curvature on that x-axis. I think it's your x-axis, yeah.
I just think that saying you can't see curvature is really dismissive of the whole thing.
Yeah, but that's the argument we get from the global side, though. They say we can't because Earth's too big.
Yeah.
But yet want to claim we can see it when ships go over the horizon, and then we can say, but we can demonstrate ships going.
No, we say we can't see it with our bare eyes because it's too big and we're too close. We don't say it doesn't exist. We say we just can't see it. We can measure it, though. We've shown you the measurements. You deny those because you're an idiot. You're a fucking liar.
Going over the horizon is only optical.
Yeah.
And then
And you're afraid to accept reality.
no, that's not true, and then they fight for refraction, which means it's optical.
Can't have it both ways, man.
What do you mean by that?
Well, you can't say you see a ship go over a curve when you're the grand poobah of the globe Earth says that even up as high as Felix Baumgartner from the Red Bull jump went, that you can't see any curvature from that high. And that was, I think, what was it, 100?
Who's the grand poobah? Oh, Neil deGrasse Tyson? Who gives a fuck what he says? Don't give a fuck what he says, man. The Earth has been measured as spherical for over 2,000 years. Cope. Just fucking cope, man. Hey, George Haynes, how you doing? Good to have you here. Glad you found the channel.
50,000 feet, they claim it?
Something like that.
Something like that? 100?
Edge of space.
So how can you see a ship go over the curve of the Earth when you can't even see it? Look at this photograph that I got right here, where I'm at, right here, 121,000 feet, bro.
Wow.
Where's the curve?
Where's the curve? It's behind you. It's fucking behind you.
You have to have a distorted lens in order to do curvature. And what's interesting,
No, you don't. No, you don't. Mr. Sensible proved that with his Mage 2. He proved you're wrong there. So fuck off.
watch that Baumgartner jump. As he's coming down, you'll see the Earth turn from a globe to flat to a bowl, and then back again.
Right, that's with a wide angle lens. But there was also a normal lens aboard that showed curvature. So, and again, Mage 2 used a standard lens, no wide angle, and showed curvature top, middle, and bottom of the frame. So you can cherry pick this bullshit if you want, but it just proves how dishonest you are, how willing you are to deny reality to further your dishonest narrative.
Yeah,
Like,
but
Even the what's it, that Zenith sticker or whatever on there changes.
yeah. With one camera, you see the shot outside the window and the rise is flat. But then on the other camera, it's a fisheye lens, and so they made that mistake as well if using a normal camera. But you can see the rising straight, and then when he jumps out, you've got the camera where it goes concave, convex, horizontal, all over the place. You know?
Here's another one. Here's another thing to consider too. If you think that NASA spacesuits work,
Wow.
why can't they go ahead and just use them to go down in the Marianas Trench?
Yeah.
Should work both ways.
No.
Why?
Well,
No,
Yeah, because
no, because they're not designed for that. They're designed to keep pressure in, not keep pressure out, you stupid fucking dipshit. You goddamn brainless hillbilly.
they pressurize in the suits for minimum pressure, so it can't expand as much, which is really idiotic anyway because it's cloth breathes, doesn't matter how much laser you put on. And
like
Mariana's
Michelin
is pushing down on it, so it's opposite pressure.
if they're in a pressurized suit in space, it should be like Michelin Man. They won't be able to bend their arms and that.
Even
Yet
minimum.
they show us footage of like an astronaut moving his whole helmet.
I've been down like 45, 50 feet with an air tank, with an aqualung, right? And let out just a little tiny bubble of air. And by the time it gets to the surface, that thing's this big. There's a little tiny bubble. You'll see that thing start expanding. I'm only down about between 35, 50 feet, somewhere in that vicinity. You see noticeable difference in that bubble going up, man.
Wow.
We went and got a buddy of mine, his speedboat sank. The idiot left the bilge pump open, the plug. And
Yes, that's because there's more pressure lower than there is up higher, and it allows the bear to expand more. So that amazes you? Okay.
sunk. And we ended up having to, we went down and put a couple of inner tubes on it, and just, they were totally deflated, and we tied them onto the boat, and we just put a little bit of air into those inner tubes, and it started lifting that boat up off the bottom. And by the time it down near got to the top, those things were about full. It was crazy, man.
Yeah, that's what I'm on about.
It was crazy, man.
Before he goes out, and then when
It
he
was
goes out,
crazy.
the coverage, so you get the convexity.
Physics is crazy, man. I just don't understand it. It's crazy.
And it should be looking down at that horizon as well, because if horizon appears at your eye level when you stood on ground, when you get that right, you should be looking down.
I'm gonna have to dip, guys. I got company. I'll talk to you later. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming, man.
Bless him.
Cheers. This is the same altitude when he comes outside. Look how curved that is.
Big difference.
I mean, I don't look at that space jump and think of it as being any proof or anything, because it's at the end of the day, it's just a stunt, and I'm not even
Publicity
interested.
stunt, yeah. But that's the whole point. Why do they need to lie if it's true?
I think it's just for the spectacle, really, because it looks more impressive when you can see.
We don't lie. You do. You lie because you believe in bullshit and you're trying to prove to smart people that you're not dumb. That you lie, Flatsoid. Stop accusing other people of what you do daily. Okay? NASA doesn't have to lie. They don't lie. You're an idiot who doesn't understand shit, and you're dishonest, and you're terrified to admit that reality is real. So you can shut the fuck up about why would we have to lie. We don't. You do. You've proven it.
The curve, because it makes you think, oh yeah, he's really high up.
You mean it cements the idea that we live on a sphere in people's minds?
Not really, because we can tell it's fisheye lens.
But also, not just that. Coriolis was absent. I mean, even Coriolis was absent. He landed.
But 1 minute, Fat. 1 minute. But when that jump happened, them pictures that they were presenting, that you can clearly see that the fisheye lenses, like you've just said, they were presenting that as you can see the curve of the Earth.
I don't agree with doing that.
I agree with that.
I don't agree with really
even
using
Coriolis-
any of that as like proof of curvature sort of thing.
It's not. If there were curvature, it should easily be found and measured.
Not on that because of it being fisheye lens.
I mean, on ground, like if we live on a ball, you should be able to measure it. Like, there's no need to be looking at stars and planets and.
Right, we can measure it, motherfucker. We have measured it. USGS 86 measured it as spherical, stupid. What the fuck are you talking about? I mean, these dumb motherfuckers.
watching
Just
fish eye
amazing.
jumps and balloons and stuff. If we lived on a boat, you should be able to measure it.
Yeah.
We have, stupid, and we've shown you the measurements. Oh, that's bullshit. Spherical triangle. Spherical triangles don't exist. You just deny it. You just deny geometry. You're fucking stupid, and you're a lying sack of shit. Anyway, this is what I wanted to show. This is a file that I bought for like $12 or some shit like that. This is very scaled down. Here, let's show you how big it is in real life. This is how big it is in real life. Let's move it over here. Move this way. So, yeah, this thing's huge. And it's made up of parts, like the head, the wings, the tail. And when you glue everything together, you can't see the seams. They're engineered that well. But I can print this in resin, put it together, paint it, and that would sell for about $800. That's how expensive these things are, how much people pay for these things. I mean, people are really into this stuff. I mean, massively into this stuff. But the thing's fucking huge. So, I mean, I think that's where I'm headed, among other things, is printing these and painting them and selling them, like doing one at a time and putting it up for sale. Not like doing whole Warhammer miniature sets. Well, although I could probably do those, but yeah. I mean, this is a bad. Even if you're not into gaming, this would look bad as fuck on a bookshelf. Does anyone disagree with that? Anyway,
And so far, I've seen no measurements or any kind of F curve whatsoever.
Yeah, but I mean, even when that came out, did you guys remember? Okay, you weren't around yet, but with us, when Felix started jumping, all the anti-flat earthers, all the globe channels, look at this curve. They were fighting literally for that curve. Then when we pointed out that look, it's just fish angle lenses and stuff. Then it's like, okay, I know, it's okay. And then we start showing.
I mean, when you denied stuff,
Neil deGrasse Tyson saying he couldn't see it even based on your model at that height. It's curved. Now they try to run away from it. Yeah, now they run away from it. They're embarrassed about it. But I mean, we were also arguing, okay, where's the Coriolis? There's no rotation underneath him. He landed where he jumped. I mean, I showed a guy jump out of an airplane without a parachute and land in a net. There was no Coriolis.
Look at Black Swan. Pre-Black Swan in arguments we were having, horizon with Earth curve. Yeah. And then Black Swan comes out, and now you get Ballers saying, no one ever claimed horizon with Earth curve.
Yeah, they always did. Always did.
Yeah. See, there's just too much red flags when it comes to the globe. I mean, if you look at it, are we not able to actually have answers for the things brought up? What are we getting actually from the globe? I just have faith, bro.
Yeah.
And that's what actually gets us.
No, we don't say have faith. We say confirm it yourself with measurements, and you don't want to do that. But you take everything about the flat Earth on faith. See, that's the irony there. That's the hypocrisy there. You fucking pathetic lying sack of shit.
Because we don't actually get any evidence for the claims. We must just trust these guys, have faith for that, and you just ignore your senses.
And no, that's you're lying because we've shown you evidence. We've shown you the evidence, and you just deny it. And now you're lying about it because you're a pathetic fuck.
That's practically what we get.
I mean, as I said before, I just feel like the flat earth argument is more or less dismissive about everything in regards to science. It's like, because I think you have to learn the science to be able to go against the science. But I don't think flat earthers do that.
Okay, we can do that if you want. Which science would you say disagrees with? Which science shows it to be a globe and disagrees with flat Earth?
The science of spherical triangles. The rules of spherical triangles, spherical excess, the angles to Polaris. That's mathematics. Gravity, space, rocketry, communications. Flat Earth is not physically real. It isn't physically feasible.
What experiment?
I'm not really the sort of person to talk to about that, but
But
it's
you see,
like
that's my point. We actually have
yeah.
done the scientific research.
So let
There
me
is no
just- let-
scientific-
No, you haven't. You've never done any scientific research in your fucking life, you liar.
let me address this. So you're saying that we're like dismissive to all these things that you don't understand yourself. So how do you know that we're being dismissive, or we haven't looked into it and found out that it's just wrong? If you don't understand these things, how can you come to an opinion?
No, you haven't looked into it. You've decided that it's wrong because it doesn't fit your narrative and the Bible. That's what you've done, you lying sack of shit. You've not done any research into it. Your research to you is watching fucking flat earth videos. That's research to you, and that's not research. That's blind following. That's indoctrination, dipshit. Something you accuse us of.
because I see both sides of the argument, and flat earthers are very much lacking in reason behind what they claim.
Example.
Would you wait?
For example.
So would you
Example.
claim what we presented tonight was without reason or logic? Or was
No, what you said tonight is absolute horseshit that defies any kind of logic or reason or physical capability. You're an idiot.
just hand wave dismissal?
Yes.
It's just really look at this picture, oh, it's showing this, and that's the extent to where it goes.
No, but we explained to you the reasons we see the way we do tonight. We explained to you why it doesn't work for a globe and why it's only based on flat. So I don't see that as
But you haven't, though. You've just made excuses as to why you don't believe in reality. Here's an example. This is a 23-inch tall statue, basically. Probably about the same size as the dragon. So, yeah. I mean, it's very nicely done. I mean, it looks like something out of a comic book, but it's 3D. It's very cool.
this hand wave dismissal, just saying, nah, we're actually explaining it to you and can show demonstrations for what you're claiming.
Well, you're just doing small-scale demonstrations to explain large-scale stuff.
Yeah,
There
well,
is- there is larger observations, like tooling.
Yeah, but things have to be scaled down. Like I can't do a globe-sized demonstration in my kitchen.
Hence globes. That's why
I
you
mean,
got
things
globes.
have to be
That's why you
scaled
got
down.
yeah.
But
Models,
the thing is,
maps,
if you can represent in the macro what's happening in the micro, what's happening in the macro, then it's a valuable observation.
I mean, let's just put it this way. Even if we just demonstrate this in the macro scale, can you show us what's demonstrated from the globe side?
Yes, I have. You deny it. I have. So you deny everything presented to you, Flatzoid. You're pathetic. You keep begging people to come on your show to present evidence that you know that you will deny it beforehand. That's about as pathetic as you get, dude.
I mean, again, I'm not the kind of person to discuss this too, but there are countless other people out there who do understand the science to a greater degree. But when the flat earthers listen to them, they just dismiss what they say and just come up with, frankly, just excuses.
Yeah.
See, that's the whole issue, though. You're just taking it on faith. You are just trusting.
No, we don't take it on faith, you fuckwit, you lying sack of shit. We've explained that. We have evidence to back our claims. You don't. You take everything on faith. You're a fucking Christian, motherfucker. All you have is faith. God, this lying fuck. He just says it over and over again. He knows it's a lie.
The guys that know science. And
Jesus.
I'm not talking about like
I
the scientists. I'm just talking about people
anyway.
who, yeah.
You're talking about all Earth YouTube channels. Are you talking about your McToons, you fight the Flat Earth, your Simon Dans? Are you talking about them type of people?
I mean, what is it about them that you don't like?
I've never said I don't like them. They're the ones who go out and troll and make videos and attack and make fun.
Yeah.
I don't go to Simon Dan's channel and tell everybody in his chat they're stupid. I don't go there because I don't believe it. You know, if I don't believe in something, why would I go and watch an hour's worth of waffle about something I don't believe in? But yeah, they come here and they tell us them things and we're stupid and we're just dumb and we're science deniers and blah, blah, blah. They come here bringing that to us.
I've got 116 people on my channel, subscribers, and I get them coming to me. I get them coming to me, and I'm tiny. My channel's tiny. You know what I mean? It's crazy.
Have you watched any of my debates between like McToon or FTC?
Flatzoid's channel, for instance, right? I stopped commenting on his videos because I was getting trolled by that many people, that many Globe Earthers, soccer accounts trolling me. It wasn't even worth making a comment on my friend's channel.
No, I used to get into debates and flaxes to the point where I was emotional and crying. I stopped.
At what point? Yeah, at what point do you get attacked like this and then you're not going to retaliate? You know what I mean? It's like you say, "What's wrong with Toon?" and say, "Well, I've just told you that is my problem because if they're not there trolling themselves, they're sending people from their channels to troll you." You know what I mean?
That's why I'm placed.
So people telling you you're wrong has you crying. Dude, get off the internet, man.
all my videos on hold for review
Yeah.
because
Of
of
that,
this. And look how much my comment section is now. People like to
Not
comment.
bad.
But
If
positive.
Flat Earth is so stupid and we're just denying and just making stuff up, why does everybody keep coming in to tell us we're wrong?
If it's not, if
What
it's
does it
not,
matter to them?
it's not. Yeah, exactly. If it doesn't worry them, if it
One of
doesn't
the
bother
biggest,
them,
one of
no-
the biggest eye openers for me when I got into Flat Earth was the way we're treated. You know, our people make all these videos like.
If they're not a threat, why do they do it? Why do they come in? Like
Crazy.
me, I don't go to Ballers because that's Ballers channels. They're no threat to me, but they come to us. You know, if Flat Earth or Flat Earth isn't a threat, why are they so worried? Why
I've put you know, videos at Sunspots where I don't even talk on it. You know what I mean? It's just footage and a bit of music. And I get countless people, you claim this, you claim that. What do you think? I ain't even said out on video. Do you know what I mean? I'm making all these claims like, you know?
Yeah.
Like, what
I've
is
got
all that about?
I've got a certain troll talking about Flat Earth stuff in my Mandela Effect videos.
It's just not normal human behavior to carry off like that.
Well,
Whether I believe different to them or not, it shouldn't make them want to behave like that. It's not normal.
do yourself a favor and just type Flat Earth on YouTube, and I can guarantee you'll find different troll accounts literally just taking my stuff and making YouTube videos for me constantly. And those are the same guys that do not welcome my channel anymore for trolling because they're so obsessed with me.
It's true.
For why? Why are they so obsessed with me? You understand why?
They can't get to Flats and they can't get to Michael. They come to me or Dave or whoever. They just come everywhere.
Look, even Alan says I had 300 plus trolls from comment on Flat's channel. There we go.
Yeah, I just spoke to Sean Hawkins on your channel today, Alan.
I personally like to expose liars for the lies that they tell. That's what I do. I hate liars. And when someone lies about science and lies about reality, lies about me, yeah, I take interest. That's why I do it. Because you're a liar, and I like exposing you.
And he was taking the piss in there, so I gave him a comment in your. It was in one of your community posts, Alan, from. I don't know if it was yesterday or today or whatever, 2 days ago, I don't know. Yeah, he's in there. Sean's in there, dude.
I'll tell you this, Adam, right? You start a YouTube channel and start talking about Flat Earth and see how you get people.
I say stupid shit, and people want to come on my channel and tell me I'm saying stupid shit, and I don't like it, so I'm going to cry.
Coming and trolling you and how they talk to you and what the set is. An eye opener, mate. It's a real eye opener.
Go into a Bluebird's channel like you're doing, pretend to be a Flat Earther, give him some Flat Earth evidence that you think's evidence, and see what happens. See what happens.
You don't even have to do anything. You just say, "Hi, I'm
No.
Flat Earther."
Yeah, that's it. Put FE next to you.
Well, you'll be the first one, because no flat earther has ever presented any evidence for flat earth. You just say how much you don't like the globe that you can't prove is fake. So you've got nothing. You can't debunk the globe, and you can't prove you're flat earth.
That's it. Then you know. No, everybody knows that one. But yeah, just say
Nada. De nada. You got Nathan.
see what happens.
I'd make a video, Adam, and Sean Hawkins would share it. And then next thing, I've got 300 people in my comments all calling me names. You're stupid. You're this, you're that. What this? Why this?
Well, good. You need to be told how stupid you are, so you won't be stupid anymore.
You know, it's like it's just not normal, man. It's really.
Well, I mean, I'm a child abuser just because I'm a Flat Earther. So.
That as well, yeah.
You're a child abuser because you abuse your children and gaslight them into believing flat earth. That's why you're a child abuser.
Wife beater, child abuser, run-of-the-mill thug.
There's a lot to.
Uneducated, haven't finished school.
There's a lot of stuff goes off in this topic, you know, this debate. Like, and I'm glad you've come to see our side of things as well as watching people like Toon and Simon Dan, because you know there's two sides to a story, you know.
Yeah, I mean, it's like you know,
But you don't dislike him.
at the end of the day, it's the way you see the world, and people should be alright with that. But the problem that I have is when flat earthers think that they can teach us about the facts of this world.
Look, look. There's things that I say we can
That's funny.
because they literally just outright wrong. Look at last night with Professor.
No, we've proven that we're right, and we've proven that you're wrong. But you still want to lie about life and claim you're smarter than everyone. You're living a delusion, Mouse. You're living a dishonest delusion.
Professor Dave video. I don't know if you watched last night's stream, where he's trying to debunk Air-to-Base 200 proofs.
And he does. He does very thoroughly, very quickly, very succinctly.
Oh yeah, wow.
Do yourself a favor and just look at it. We only went through like I think the
And you mocked him for his quantum eraser style emojis.
first 12 or 13, and
But like,
right through them, he doesn't. It literally says on screen what he says it doesn't say.
Yeah.
Right. He paraphrased for brevity, you dumb motherfucker, when it says the earth is flat because it's not been ever witnessed as not being flat, and I think I'm smart and people believe me because of my droning voice, and 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 you don't feel curvature and you don't see movement, you could basically sum that up by saying, I'm an idiot, I don't believe reality, I'm stupid, blah blah blah. It's the same thing. See, I've just shortened it for brevity, but I've said the same thing.
And everybody knows me. I'm more than happy to be outspoken, even against flat earthers. I speak out against Eric Dubay, against Witsit, all of them. I'm a guy that if I have something to say, I'm going to say it, I'm going to back up my statements. I'm more than happy to debate Simon. I'm more than happy to debate Dave. They run away from me. They refuse to because they would rather debate an idiot like Dave Weiss because he doesn't know anything. You know, he just.
But you present nothing for debate. You present zero for debate. We're going to see this on the 1st. 2 days from now? Or 3 days from now? So we're going to see how fucking stupid you are, along with SSUM. They're going to debate MC Toon and Flatzoid, or Fight the Flat Earth. So that should be interesting.
Pushes his own little.
We'll see if they bring evidence, bring a map, model, or measurements for their flat Earth, or if they just talk shit and deny everything presented to them. We'll see.
Happen, that's what he pushes. When they actually come to a flat earther that actually has knowledge on the subject, they run away. There's a reason for that. It's because we actually look into the stuff, we research the stuff, we've debated the stuff. It's not like.
No, you don't. If you researched it, if you honestly researched it, you would not be a flat earther. There's no evidence for flat Earth. It's your opinion. It's your opinion. Research isn't reading the Bible. Research isn't misinterpreting the words in the Bible to fit a narrative. That's not research. Research is science books, physics books, doing actual experimentation yourself, not making up some fake-ass chart that mixes perspective into orthographic view because you think you have some sort of personal observational bubble. That's not research. That's not experimentation. Okay? You really don't know anything about science or how to do science or how to measure shit when you do science or how to take records. You do not know anything, Flatzoid, but yet you think you are smarter than everyone on the planet. And that's what puts you at the top left of every Dunning-Kruger chart.
We just wake up one day and have all the knowledge in the world. That's not how it works. We're not claiming to know everything. But
Yeah,
we do
yeah,
research the things. We do research.
But you do, because every bit of evidence presented to you, you deny because you're right, they're wrong. Every single fucking bit of it. Every scientist we present, they're just wrong. I'm smarter than that. Look at what I've said. Look at what I can say. You're a liar. You're a pathetic fucking liar, and everybody knows it, man. But you just keep saying the same lies over and over again. It's sad, dude. It's fucking sad.
Things we chat about. We do have evidence to back up our side. So far, out of all the
Map, model, and measurements, motherfucker. Present them. That's evidence to back up your side, not your observation, not your fucking personal opinion, not some other flat Earth video, not what Neil deGrasse Tyson said. Your map, your model, and measurements. That's evidence.
years I have debated flat Earth, I haven't had anything from the globe side other than, trust me, bro.
Yeah.
You're full of shit. You are completely full of shit, Flatzoid. You're lying right now. Everyone who's debated you has shown you irrefutable, demonstrable, repeatable evidence, and you've denied it. Now you're lying about it.
That's
You
all.
know, without the
Sad.
video, we know it.
That's the biggest one I've got. We've told you this, or you've been told this many times. You know what I mean? If that's not schooling somebody, I don't know what it is like. You know.
Yeah, so you know better than all these scientists and all that. You know better than all these people. Yes, that's what you get.
Feeling authority.
Yes, that's what you think you are. You think you're smarter than every scientist. You think you're smarter than science itself. And now you're lying about that. Why should we take you fucking seriously, man?
We got told the other night that wasn't appealing to
It's
authority.
sad.
He said that's citation. But in your
Yeah,
face, yeah.
It doesn't actually care. It actually doesn't matter what you present. It always hops down to, oh, you guys are just dumb. It's bigoted. It's a bigoted view that we get.
Yes, you are dumb. You've proven that you're dumb. The things you said today prove beyond a shadow of a doubt that you are dumb. It's not a bigoted statement. It's a statement of fact based on what evidence you presented of how dumb you are. Stop playing this race card, this bigot card. Okay? It makes you look weak. You've proven that you're dumb. You've proven that you do not have the education of an 8-year-old.
From the globe is. No matter what you're going to present, it's just, you're dumb. You're a flat earther. So what you present is just stupid.
Right. What you present is stupid. Like your fucking Polaris chart. That's fucking stupid. I've proven that it's stupid. It's not written right. It's not drawn right. It's not using the right measurements. You're fucking stupid. Jesus. When you say stupid shit after stupid shit after stupid shit like Boston Ray here, people are going to call you stupid. Don't consider it bigoted. Fucking correct yourself. Stop being stupid, and people will stop calling you stupid. Stupid.
But in the meantime, what you present shows that person totally wrong.
No, man, I want to see Khan debate McToon. No, I want to see Khan fight McToon. I don't want to see him.
I was just saying that I don't think he would last 5 minutes without getting
I'm not alone. I've got 6 people here.
angry. I was angry with him.
I'd never debate anybody because they wind me up too much, you know. And
Yeah, that's it.
That's not for everyone.
I don't want to be getting angry on live streams the whole time, you know.
No, I mean, I think I would get a little bit. I mean, my results probably a little bit longer lasting, but I'd still get angry. I wouldn't want to be a. I've thought about it, and then no.
Roger Legwell, thank you very much for your 2 last videos. You should play Eddie's last video. I don't know what video that is.
We do end up debating anyway, just through blooming comments and you know what I mean, being on these shows.
4 of the people watching are my sock accounts. Okay. Thanks, liar. Hey, tell us you're a liar without saying the words.
You know, I've got debate.
But thank you, Roger Legwell, for your super chat. Everybody.
Yeah, I'm gonna magically type shit into the chat. Here, watch. My hands. These are my hands, right? Attached to my body. Right? These are what you use to type into a chat. Okay? Watch, I'm gonna type something in. I don't know what it's gonna be, but I'm gonna type it in right now. See my fingers hitting the keyboard? You think, oh, that's one of my sock accounts. I typed something in without touching the keyboard. So you think I use my feet? Think I'm that dexterous? You fucking lying piece of shit. You insane motherfucker. Boston Ray Mudflood Adventures thinks that some entity, some person or thing or I don't know what something goes back in time. Goes physically goes back in time. Changes the past to reflect his shitty memory because he thinks that something was different, or because something is different, somebody has gone back in time to change that to suit him. That's what he believes. That's how fucking insane this dumb motherfucker is. And these people want to tell us that they're smarter than us, more honest than us, more scientifically apt than us. Dude, you're pathetic. You really are. You are absolutely fucking insane.
That's what I'm saying. I'm confident enough to know if you bring up a subject that I'll probably know the rebuttal to it.
That's a good debate. He's got a good way of doing it. I mean, me, I just don't think it's not for me that way. That's not how I like to do my truth. But I like to watch that, definitely. I like to watch debates.
Because most of the time, most of the things that come from the globe side, it ends up having to be based on a flat earth, or it has to end up just having faith.
No, we do nothing based on a flat earth, motherfucker, because a flat earth doesn't exist. It's been measured. So, until you come up with your own map, a model, and measurements of your measurably, observably flat earth, you can't say anything. You have to concede that the earth is not flat until you can prove otherwise. So, same way with us. Now, you've said a couple times here that, they refuse to concede. No, it's not that we refuse to concede. We have weighed your evidence and we found it lacking compared to reality. But you refuse to concede when you're wrong, and we prove that you're wrong. You have nothing to back up your claim, nothing to back up your side of the argument. So you have no choice but to concede based on your own logic.
And I tell the guys, okay, test me on this. Let's see. We bring up a subject we can talk about. I mean, I'll show straight away there is nothing from the globe side. There's just nothing. But we are able to demonstrate based on reality, observation.
How you prove the globe? No, you prove the globe. Yes, I have proven the globe. Absolutely.
Physics demonstrations.
Absolutely. You've never proven flat Earth ever. Your opinion is not proof.
So what's made you come tonight then, Adam? Like, there must be some questions going off in your head. So you've come here, you've come on camera, which most ballers will not even come on camera.
And I like you. Yeah, I like you.
Never run around in chat, call your names. You know what I mean? But you've come here, you've come on camera, you've spoke to us, you're polite. You're listening to what we're talking about. So
why is it important to come on camera? Why is it that important to these guys? Think voices are just materialized out of thin air?
What brought you here? You must have some questions.
Do you think a sock account is not a human person? I think that's what they think. They think a sock account is not a human. It's some other human's account.
But
or some human's other account. But it's not a human account. It's a sock account.
is this really about,
I mean, talking to these guys is like talking to your grandma about the internet, you know? It's like they just don't understand terminology.
this anger towards flat earthers?
Yes, absolutely. Burden of proof is on you, Boston. On you, Ray. You're making the claim of flat Earth. Oh, check. There we go. Okay. Yeah, my battery ran down. Had to plug in. So, videos of me in a plane. Okay, cool. Have you measured your Earth is flat? See, we don't care about how you don't think that there's a curve. We want measurements of your flat Earth. Not what you don't like. We want to know, we want proof to back your claim. That means a map, model, and measurements of your flat Earth. Oh, I got to switch this back. Hold on. Check. Nope.
Once who gets it all.
Yeah.
Well,
There we go.
It's the way that everything's presented as though what you say is fact and anything else is not possible. It's just struck out, written out. And it's the fact that, in general, flat earthers want to spread their message as far as possible.
Yep. Absolutely.
Well, you're just trying to change people's beliefs into yours because you think everything you say is fact.
No, because everybody's responsible for their own.
Yes, that's exactly what you're trying to do. That's exactly what you're trying to do.
Discernment, you know.
Yeah.
First time I heard about flat Earth, I was like, "Oh, I mean, that's stupid," like, and didn't even get a second thought.
You want people to come on your show so you can try and convince them that your view of reality is true, and they know it's not. So,
And then I come across it again and started looking into it. Like, but we talk about what we do, and we want to spread truth to people, wake people up that they're indoctrinated. Now, that's up to that person. Then, when we present it, it's up to them. I'm not forcing it on you. I don't care whether you're a baller or a flat earth. I really don't.
No.
You know, but I'd like to think that you'll go away from here and think, hold on a minute, I'm going to look at some of this, and hopefully that seed's planted in your head, and you will look into it, and maybe you will find truth. But I'm not going to force it upon you, and I don't think that that's what we do. Some flat earthers might, but I don't think we do that here.
No, I think it's just about getting the truth out, and you do what you want with the truth. Definitely, I think we're led to tell the truth.
oh, so you just now don't do debate anymore, dude? I challenged you to debate like months ago, maybe years ago, and you fucking chickened out, you little bitch. You chickened out, and you blocked me. So you're a little bitch.
So hence this. I mean, a lot of us flat earthers, a lot, not all, are God-fearing. You know what I mean? So it's about the truth for us and about getting that message out, and hopefully through flat earth as well, that people come to Jesus through that as well. No, it's not just about flat earth.
Ah, come to Jesus. Yeah. You lie about God's creation, asshole. Jesus doesn't want to have anything to do with you.
It's about
I mean, Jesus knew the earth wasn't flat. Jesus was a scholar. His father was a carpenter, but Jesus spent most of his life in the town square talking to other scholars, talking to the other religious people. And from what biblical scholars say, he ran rings around them. He's a very smart man, um, very charismatic. And yeah, he knew that the earth wasn't flat because he would have heard the science, the recent science. He would have heard that in the town square. So you saying that, yeah, God created a flat earth? No, he didn't. Jesus knew that, and he knew his father didn't do it. So quit lying.
Jesus ultimately, yeah. And biblically, scripturally, it says it's a flat
No,
earth.
it
Yeah, hey,
doesn't.
Gavin B, what,
It doesn't say anywhere in the Bible that the earth is flat. You've misinterpreted it. You've misinterpreted it to think that it says that, but it doesn't say it, man. It doesn't, you say, oh, it's like a seal. He put a seal on the earth. Yeah, and seals are on the face of the earth. Yeah, something about the face of the earth. That means it's flat. The face of the earth is flat. All faces are flat. Really? All faces are flat. Is my face flat? Is my face flat? Is your face flat? A pug's face is kind of flat. They're funny little doggies. But no, faces aren't flat. And I put a seal on it. It's like a seal. Seals are flat. Like uh, uh like sealing wax. Those are flat. No, those are put on scrolls. Scrolls were round, dude. Scrolls are curved. So your seal is curved again. Your face isn't flat and your seal isn't flat. Jesus fucking Christ. You just manipulate. And you want to believe the Bible? The Bible in what Second Luke says that pi is exactly 3. You want to believe a book that lies and says that, and nobody's bothered to correct the error as a science book
what's up, man?
written by people that had no concept of what science was. You want to believe a book written by those guys over modern science that has been created using highly precise instruments and tools and measuring devices. You want to believe the Bible over modern science. I mean, how fucking insane are you, dude?
I mean, that's one of the things I know, because I
Seriously.
will never be religious. So,
That's fine.
I,
It's fine.
I mean,
But
just
it's just a
pathetic.
That's one of the
Do you know,
that's one of the things that flat Earth does do, though. It makes people religious.
No, it makes people stupid. It makes people ignorant is what it does. So does religion. Religion makes people ignorant. Religion is emotional blackmail, mental fucking cruelty, mental enslavement. So, yeah. Religion makes you dumb.
it didn't make me religious, but I come across God and flat Earth in the same year. 37 years as a atheist, like, you know, but experiences in my life and bad situations led me to God. At the same time, I was hearing things about flat Earth, you know, and when I found when I come to understand Earth was flat, you have to realize it has to be created, you know. So I was finding God,
Oh, it has to be created. Okay. Wow, that's your entire reasoning. That's pretty sad.
and then I was getting strengthened in that belief in God through finding Earth were a created place.
Yeah.
You know,
You're not religious.
it's real.
So, why wasn't the earth created as spherical? Why isn't God capable of making the earth the same as he's made all the other planets in space? Why isn't he capable of doing that? Capable of doing that. So you want to believe in flat earth with no measurements, no proof, no evidence other than the fact that you think the Bible says it's flat. But you can still believe in a God, a creator God, and accept the measurements we've done on the earth, of the earth. So why do you stick with flat earth? It doesn't make any physical fucking sense. It doesn't make any sense at all. Why would you rather go with a physical impossibility that's created by God rather than mathematically proven reality that's created by God? What makes you want to pick one thing over the other? You can still believe in a creator. I mean, A more powerful God would be one that can build an infinite universe that's constantly expanding, right? It makes huge fucking planets that we couldn't even dream of, and billions of suns, and trillions of stars. You don't think a God could do that? What kind of ineffectual, weak ass God do you believe in? Because the God that I believed in for 45 fucking years out of my life definitely did that. My God can kick the shit out of your God while he's making mud pies. My God is creating the entire fucking universe, motherfucker. So you just back off with your pseudo-religious bullshit, okay?
Really not a bad thing.
Yeah, and we're not religious either. It's about a relationship with God, not religion.
Yeah. Rally Studios, thank you for $2 for this. Please discuss Southern Radio.
No, it's about delusion and living a lie because you satisfy an anti-establishment delusion. That's all, man.
Star Trail photos. We did actually touch on it in the beginning.
That's what it's
exactly
about.
does he want us to chat about? Is it about having two celestial poles? Doesn't necessarily make a globe, though. I mean, you can have two celestial poles.
You can't have two celestial poles on a flat Earth, dumb fuck. Where is the south one? Where's the south? Where's the southern one? How do all the stars rotate around that point, south of the equator, or outside of the equator? How is that physically impossible? How is that physically possible? It's not. I've proven it.
On a sphere if you wanted to, on a circle if you wanted to, on a square if you wanted to. Doesn't really matter. It's how the sky moves across the land.
So he just thinks it works in any way, even though it doesn't. Even though I've proven it doesn't with Blender and like that. But he just thinks it, and that's fact. So he just says it works everywhere. No, it doesn't, man. No, it doesn't. It doesn't fucking work. Very dishonest.
$5 special from Richard Ball. Ballers fight atheists because they care so much about the truth which they say doesn't exist. Yeah, that makes so much sense and so much sense. That's what we're trying to say. A lot of people come and fight flat Earth and they say, oh, it's nothing, it's just a joke, but they fight tooth and nail about it. Thank you very, very much.
Right, it's a joke. It's comedy for smart people. That's what flat Earth is. Gives me something to do.
Craig's name channel is literally called Fight the Flat Earth. He thinks it's a fight.
Yeah.
And like you were saying about Neptune and all that, there was something in here earlier, but something I can't remember the name. He was saying that they got him banned on YouTube.
Well, fucking, what's his fucking Alan Nordstrand thinks it's a fight. Twice he's challenged me to fight him. Twice. So that's what ignorant people do when they can't use their words and their intelligence. They revert to physical violence.
Like you just couldn't go anywhere. He was banned in Can't remember his name. Where was he? Got something.
I think that will help.
Flat Earthers had the jobs in jeopardy through ball earthers contacting the work and
Yeah. Have you heard about? I don't know if you've heard of Brian Mullen before.
Mm-hmm.
No, I haven't.
Brian Mullen? You mean that fraud of an engineer that shouldn't be designing anything? That guy?
He was a flat earther, an engineer, and he was doing a thing that he wanted to do, force the line. And what happened was one of the ballers, George literally went and doxed him, got his number of his work, and ended up having to harass the job so much, his boss and stuff, that they had to tell him to either leave the flat earth or he'll get fired because of so much harassment.
And he did not make the correct choice. He stayed with the flat earth and lost his job. That's not anybody's fault but his own. He allowed his paranoia and his lack of trust of authority and his ignorance and gullibility lose his job.
They were
That's
saying
ridiculous.
You can't be a flat earth and you can't be a flat earth.
I mean, when it's a choice between what you think is real and your job, you have to reevaluate your priorities.
And engineer at the same time.
Yeah.
So he had to make a choice to leave his flat earth content behind or lose his job.
Yeah, that's right.
That tells me look how personal it gets for these people, just because he's a flat earther.
Yeah, I mean, it's something that I didn't think would come out of this because it gives us insight into what you get, and it's getting me into this position where maybe I should change the way I behave, when I'm talking to people through text, and because it's easy to get all fired up and say whatever in text.
I mean, like, don't get me wrong. When balls attack me, I can get back as good as I get. You know what I mean? Like, but
No, you don't. No, you don't. I'd beat you in a fucking argument or an insult contest any day of the week. I've seen what you come back with, man. 5-year-olds do better.
Only do that in response, I'm not out there. I'm not told.
You've done everything up to, but not including, you're a big poopy pants. That's the level of comebacks that you put out. So whatever.
I've only got one YouTube account. I'm not going around trolling channels. Do you know what I mean? I've got better things to do.
But Flatzoid does. Flatzoid trolls channels, doesn't he? He's admitted that. But he doesn't like it when other people troll him. And he cries like a fucking baby when he gets blocked or timed out. The little hypocritical fuck.
Guys,
subscribers.
I've placed Banjo's new video in the chat if you guys want to go watch it. I think it's going to be quite interesting. It's about Bob the Science Guy and flights. So
Oh, nice.
Yeah, because Bob the Science Guy is one of the last people I ever take advice on anything, to be honest.
Well, that would be a dumb thing. That would almost guarantee that you would not get smarter. He's a pretty smart person, man. So you're dumb. Again, you think you're smarter than him, and you think you're smarter than everyone when you're not, and you've proven it, and I've exposed you while you've proven it. I've shown how you've proven it. So I don't trust anything he says, because I think he's a big doo-doo head.
Yeah,
them.
What do you know about
them so wokey. Yeah, absolutely.
airplane flight dynamics and things? Do you know anything about that? About flight dynamics?
You don't. You don't. Bob does, because he's a pilot. So does Wolfie 6020. He's a pilot. But you're not. But yet you think you know more about it than they do. That's called Dunning-Kruger. And that's why you're the king.
Well, if you go into detail, I'll probably understand, but just by buzzwords, I don't really know what
let's wait and say, do you know how a gyroscope works on an airplane?
You don't.
Roughly, yeah.
Okay, so you understand a gyroscope just keeps a rigid reference.
Right, yes. Gyroscopes keep a rigid reference in 3D space. Not with the Earth. Not with the plane. In 3D space. If you move the plane around, it's like a big kid with a toy and you were to pick that plane up and move it, the gyroscope would stay rigid in 3D space. You could actually see it if it was like transparent. And you're standing outside the aircraft, you could actually see the gyroscope staying put while the aircraft is moving. Absolutely. But gyroscopes also precess because of the rotation of the Earth. Gyroscopes don't precess in space because they're not under the influence of the rotation of the Earth. They're in 3D space, along with the ISS. So you might want to be careful with what you're bringing up, buddy. Now, the altimeter is what he's referring to here. And he probably won't mention the pendulous vanes and say, well, it should make the plane go out into space because it actually can't, correct it or whatever. So he's probably not going to mention those. But the better proof is the mechanical gyro compass that finds north just by turning the fucker on. You don't have to align it. You don't have to set it. You don't have to fucking calibrate it. And it does it because of the rotation of the Earth. So
when they're on the runway,
there's that.
It's spinning on the runway, so it keeps the horizontal reference. So they know where the horizon is. So
no, they don't. That's not the way they set it, dipshit. No, it gets set by gravity. That's how it gets set.
Think about it with geometry. If you're going and you are flying over a sphere, and that horizontal is trying to keep the same horizontal right through, and are you flying, let's say, from the north to the south, the gyro would not still be pointing horizontal on a globe. It would be pointing vertical when you get to the equator side.
Right, and he doesn't mention the pendulous vanes, which corrects for that massively out of plumb condition of the gyro, of the altimeter. So he fails to bring that up. So he just sticks with the lie and refuses to tell the truth about it.
Because it would follow where it was set to on the top, wherever you are on the globe. But on a flat Earth, it stays horizontal right through, and that's what we see in reality.
Then what do the pendulous vanes do, Flatzoid? What do the pendulous vanes do if the plane never changes like this on a flat Earth? Because they're active, they work. What do they do?
No,
Yeah,
I've let people back, but if he starts being a troll, he can go.
What a dumbass.
I'm going to do it in
Yeah,
What a fucking lying shit stain. He seriously is. I mean, he's been told about the pendulous veins, what they do, their function, how they work, how they correct the altimeter, or the whatever that mechanism is that they use. But he doesn't talk about that because it ruins his narrative. Because he's a dishonest shit stain.
I understand what you say. Yeah. Yeah, it's something that I just don't really know anything about. So
Have you seen old videos of people asking pilots when they're on
Well, you know more than they do, dude. You not knowing a goddamn thing is infinitely more than they do.
airplanes whether Earth's flat?
I think I've seen a video like that.
There's quite a lot.
Oh, yeah, there's a lot of them. But just in case other people don't know, but I'm sure people have seen this on my channel before. There'd be an airplane, and it's showing the reference of the gyro.
Wait, is that paint? Didn't you mock someone for using paint the other day? Didn't you mock them? Oh, he uses paint. That's typical globy thing to do. Right? No, it said some shit like that. Just checking.
Showing horizontal. If it had to follow the geometry of the Earth, if it was
Are you not entertained?
curved, the plane would be here. If it had kept that horizontal reference where it gets here, this would be the pointing, how the gyroscope would be pointing. It would be pointing vertical. And
No, it would be pointing down because if it gets too out of whack, the pendulous veins change that and allow it to right itself by gravity. By gravity. See, that's what happens. See, gravity wants to pull it straight, but the pendulous veins and the vacuum pressure wants to keep it put. So it doesn't go out of whack. The pendulous veins allow the vacuum pressure to nudge it the other way. You've been told about this, but you still lie about it, Flatzoid. Why? Again, we've caught you at another lie.
in reality, we never ever see this. It always stays vertical.
Yeah, I get what you're saying, but the thing is, if you're using like a gyro,
Uh-huh.
because there'll be conditions where they don't know where they're facing. You know, they're in like thunderclouds, and you need to rely on something like the gyro to understand
Your
where
orientation.
you're pointing exactly. So there's a lot of details where it gets into how to figure out where you're going. Because there's like a channel that I look at where it's like these disasters where there's been a plane crash, and it goes into detail of what's going on and how it happened. And there's a lot of things that to take into factor. And the gyro, I suspect, would be one of those things where you rely on to figure out where you're pointing exactly, because you can't feel the.
Yeah, he just denies everything told to him. If it doesn't fit his narrative, he just denies it. And then denies that he denies it. He's just a sad, pathetic little man. Little, teeny little man.
Where the velocity is going when you're on the
And that's
plane.
the whole point, based on the physics of the gyro, because it's already set that rigid spin on the runway.
No, they don't set it on the run. They're on the runway when they turn it on. And gravity makes it point to where it needs to be. Geez, you're a fucking liar.
They have to keep it spinning. That's why they got the pendulous veins, to keep it on that rigid plane. So, and
No, that's not why they have pendulous veins. You fucking idiot. God damn it, man. No, they have the pendulous veins because it wants to stay on in that orientation. And when you go around a globe, it can't go any far. It's out of whack. So it has to correct itself. You're a fucking liar. You don't know what you're talking about, Flatzoid. If you're not lying, you're stupid. Okay?
they keep it spinning with compressed air. So as you're flying, it's going to try to keep that rigid plane.
And no, they don't use compressed air. It's vacuum pressure, stupid. If you would have researched this, you would know this. But you haven't. You're just speaking out of your asshole.
To sit on the runway.
You're just making it up as you go along.
So that's why if you tilt the plane this way,
Even though you've been fucking educated on this.
this way, that gyro is telling you your x and your y axis because you have more than one gyro in the plane. Because you've got the one to give your vertical, you've got the one to give your horizontal. So you have your 3D plane to know how your plane is in orientation, because that's what helps if you're in a storm or at night or whatever you can't see. You need that. But the point is, it's already set that rigid plane when they were on the runway before takeoff. It's like taking
Then why does it correct itself if you're just flying over a flat plane, Flatsoid? Why does it correct itself? Why do they need the pendulous vanes if there's no way it could possibly get out of whack? Why? Why?
I don't know if you've ever taken a bike tire before and tied a string on it and you've spun it. And you try to force it.
I mean, if the earth was flat, they wouldn't need to, like, correct for anything. You fucking retard.
Out of that rigid plane that you started spinning. It's difficult. It forces itself back to where it wants to go. And that's exactly what a gyro does. It forces itself back into that rigid plane that it started spinning at.
I mean, I'll have to look about how the gyro.
How does it get out of that rigid plane, Flatside, for hours at a time? How does it do that? It wouldn't. Not on flat Earth. So your example you just gave debunks flat Earth.
Are made and why it's made in that way, because you think of it one way, I think of it as another way. But I need to look into that.
Yeah. Obviously, like I say, you haven't really looked into the subject yet, sir.
Obviously, he hasn't looked into stuff. He admits he doesn't know anything about it. Obviously, you haven't fucking looked into it because what you said is fucking horse shit. Demonstrable, provable horse shit. Just looking up in a goddamn manual for the thing proves that you're full of horse shit. That you don't know what you're talking about.
And I mean, also, if you have to look onto it another way, also planes, they've got what you call angle of attack. So it means to...
Right, that means the angle that a wing has to be to the air for it not to stall. That's the angle of attack. To give lift.
Level flight, that has to be angled about 2 to 3 degrees with the nose upwards. So that's just keeping that level flight with the gyro.
No, that's the wing is angled up. Not the whole plane. You don't have to have the whole plane angled up. You can have just the wing angled up.
So you know how you're going with the horizon. If you angled up at, let's say, 2 to 3 degrees to fly level, when are you ever going to dip your nose to go with the curve? Because eventually your nose will...
You don't have to. You just lower... You don't have to. That's how little you understand about avionics, about aeronautics. But Bob, the science guy, who actually is a pilot and had to study that, and has been to college and has a degree, has corrected you on it, but you don't believe what he says. You just believe the horse shit you've dreamed up. What the fuck is wrong with you, man?
Just keep tilting up as you're going over.
I mean, what the fuck is wrong with your brain? That you'll believe whatever bullshit that comes into your head or some other flat earther has told you over what pilots have actually told you who have to study this and show you how it works. How do you believe this bullshit in your head when the reality of it has been shown to you, explained to you, demonstrated to you? How do you not understand it? How do you choose between your broken ass shitty brain and reality?
Because your center of gravity is changing.
Something's wrong with you, man. All of you. Something is fucking wrong with you. You're insane.
Changing, and you have reference to the gyro. Eventually, your
Jesus fucking Christ.
Well, you can't find space, there won't be air, but just say. Planes alone debunk the glow. That's my point. They're just flight dynamics alone.
No, they don't, dumb fuck. You're another lie. You've been explained why they don't. You're a fucking liar, Flatsoid. You're a pathetic, pathological, lying shit stain. You're just a liar. You don't know anything, and you're pretending like you do. And the things you say are demonstrable lies because you've been educated on those things. It's sad. And you claim to be a Christian. You claim to be religious. What religion supports lies? What religion says it's okay to lie? Because you've been proven to be a liar. I've proven that you're lying now. You're pathetic. really are. He really, really is.
You're welcome to. Oh, he's fine.
I know this is a lot to take in, man. Don't worry, it will get to you.
The cog, this will disappear eventually.
But like I said, I appreciate you, man. You're very calm, and that's very, very scarce in this arena.
Yeah, I don't know why. I don't know. I don't know why it's like that. But I don't really care for getting all hostile and whatever. But I just treat people as they treat me, really.
And I appreciate that, man.
Exactly. Best way to be.
Do you have any other
I treat liars the way they deserve to be treated. That's what I do.
questions or need it?
I became homeless because of a lie. That's how much I hate liars. Liars made me homeless.
Anything else we need to try and explain if we know the answers to it?
For 12 years, made me homeless.
What would you say is your biggest red flag about the flat Earth?
It's just really. I'm not really sure, to be honest.
Is it just the whole thing, or is there anything individual?
It's a big pill to swallow, isn't it? You know, and
It's the whole thing. It's your lack of evidence, your inability to understand science or facts or evidence. It's your inability to understand anything. It's you have nothing. You have absolutely nothing. But you expect everyone to believe that you're smarter than everyone. All you have is denial. That's all you have. Denial because the Bible says something that other people told you means something. And you believe it. But you don't believe modern science. It's the whole package, man. You're a fucking moron.
it goes against everything that you've learned all your life. You know what I mean? It's not like we just become flat earthers for a laugh. It's just that you hear something that
You become flat earthers for our laughs. Thank you. Appreciate it. Do appreciate that.
doesn't make sense. And then when you start picking at that, other things unravel, and then before you know it, there's loads of things that don't make sense.
I mean,
Yeah, if you're stupid, stuff won't make sense. That's a fact. If you're ignorant, scientific things won't make sense. Yes, you have that right. But just be dumb, man. Don't infect YouTube with your dumbness. Okay? That's all we ask. Just don't be dumb on YouTube.
as a kid, when you were in primary school and stuff like that, surely when you were taught about Australia being upside down, stuff like that, it made you question things a little bit.
Nobody says Australia's upside down, stupid. Nobody. Nobody. People in Australia stand upright just like you. Well, you probably don't stand upright that much. You knuckle dragging piece of fuck. But nobody says that Australia is upside down. It's on the other side of the globe. That's what we say. And you not being able to comprehend 3 dimensions, that puzzles you. It's not our problem. Your confusion over simple shit is not our problem.
Surely, how can you be upside down a globe? How can water stick to a ball? Did you never think like
Well,
that?
yeah.
As I did.
Look at that, like they say you can
Gravity. That's the explanation for both of those things. Gravity, fuckwit. Gravity. It's been confirmed through gravimeter testing and through the Cavendish. So fuck off. Fuck off with your personal incredulity, your pseudo-religious based ignorance. You religiously retarded fuckknuckle.
dig through down to Australia. You know what I mean? Like, so imagine if you were to dig an hole, right? At what point do you turn around so that you come out right way?
You wouldn't make it closer to 8 miles down because the pressure and heat would kill you. See, that's why we have it dug deeper, because the intense pressure and heat from the earth destroys equipment. Doesn't allow us to. Maybe that's where hell is. Who knows? But yeah, you're just stupid. You're stupid. You're using lame excuses to deny reality because it hurts your feelings because you're stupid. You're intimidated and scared of science, of anything smart, anything more intelligent than you. People who have accomplished shit, you abhor. They scare you because you've never accomplished anything in your life. You're a sad representation of human. You really, really are. You're everything wrong with people.
If you could dig an hole from England all the way through to Australia,
Yeah,
would you
when
jump
we
down that
think
hole? At what point would you flip round in that hole to come out correct way in Australia?
About halfway through, you would be weightless. If you could make it through without getting burned up or crushed alive, you would become heavier and heavier and heavier until you reach the center where you would be basically weightless. I don't know what point would it equalize. Would you start being lighter? It would be a gradual thing. You'd start getting lighter and lighter and lighter until you were weightless or were in zero gravity because you would be the epicenter of the gravitational pull of the Earth. And then as you went the other way, you would get gradually, more gradually, heavier and heavier and heavier till you reached your normal weight in fucking Australia. This has probably been explained to you before, but you're not smart enough or honest enough to accept it or to understand it.
instead of digging down, when would you start digging up?
I'd be interested in seeing that.
I know
when
it's
we
silly,
start-
right? But you know, like to be a ball earther, you think people are walking opposite way to you on ground, and that to me is crazy.
No, that's not what we think, you stupid motherfucker. That's not what you think. That's what you think that we think because you strawman the position because you don't understand the heliocentric model. You can't comprehend 3 dimensions. It's impossible for you. Your brain does not work in more than 2 dimensions. It's just phenomenal to me how ignorant these people are. They can't dream, even even imagine to comprehend that on a ball, down is toward the ball, no matter where you are on the ball. Nobody is upside down. Everybody is right side up in their own frame of fucking reference. We don't live on the fucking moon. We aren't observing the earth from the fucking moon. We don't see. If you observe the earth from the moon, yes, you're going to see someone standing this way and one person standing this way and another person standing that way. And they will appear to you all standing at different directions. There's no up in space. The enemy's gate is down, but there's no up in space. It's wherever you're facing, that's your up. That's your frame of reference. But that's not the frame of reference that we use here on Earth. We use an earthly frame of reference that everything is up, that isn't down. A person in Australia, they're just on the other side of the globe, which means that their feet are pointing to the same center of the earth that my fucking feet are pointing at. These people are dumber than dog shit. They really are. And they're really proud of it.
But it's a good image to think about. Because you think about it, you just start digging, you're digging the earth under your feet. When you come out the other side, you should be digging above your head. You know what I mean? When does that happen?
Well, if you think about it, the deepest hole ever dug is 8 miles down. The super deep borehole.
Right, because the pressure and heat won't allow us to go deeper. If we could, we would.
They can't go deeper than it, but they're able to make claims to the core of Earth.
They can tell you what's in core.
Right, because we understand geology and we understand shapes and we understand heat and how it's hotter when you go deeper and shit like that and how volcanoes work. See, we understand this shit, but you don't because you're stupid and you refuse to educate yourself and research scientific things instead of flat earth bullshit. That's what makes you stupid. And your dishonesty. You can't admit to yourself that you're not smart. Therefore, you have no reason to learn. Sad.
Or supposed planet Saturn and planet Jupiter. You know what I mean? They tell you what's inside stars and that, but yeah, we haven't even been more than 8 miles down on Earth.
Yes, we've sent probes there because we don't get crushed and burned up if we send shit to space. Sometimes we do. But yeah, we've sent probes there. We can read the fucking prism thing, light spectrum, the that shit, spectroscopy. That would need a container to get spectroscopy, but no, spectroscopy doesn't need a container either. You can have a fucking prism and a black card, so you don't need a container. You idiot. But anyway, it's these people are dumb. I mean, I'm done with this. I've been on for 3 hours and 40 minutes and 33 seconds. I'm done. I mean, how much more proof do we need that these people are dumber than shit and dishonest as fuck and lazy as hell in not researching anything they talked about? I mean, that's just sad. And they want people to come on and talk to them. For what? For what? So you can deny everything they say, spew some horse shit that makes absolutely no sense at all, is demonstrably wrong that you've been educated on before. But you're begging for people to come on and go through this, and I won't do it. You refuse to present evidence. And then you mock people when they do. So you're a scumbag. And yeah, whatever. So if you like the show, drop some bucks on the PayPal thing. I'm going to post it in one more time. I could really use the help. I've got to replace the main board in my printer because clumsy me broke the fucking USB port off, and I can't solder it back. So, and it also helps. I mean, I make very little per month, and every little bit helps. And hoping to hoping to make some money on the side, like printing a thing and then painting it, making it perfect, and then selling it. So, I mean, like this sells for $480. So, and painting a model isn't that hard. There's a lot of tricks that you could use. There's some good technique out there that I've used on other things. And yeah, it's pretty cool. I saw one where a guy did of like this necromancer or whatever, and he had this sword that had ruins on it. And one guy painted just like blue ruins that were like a really light blue, so it kind of looked like they were glowing. One guy did the whole thing, did the ruins, and then did the sword in like a light blue white, and then painted the just the ambient color on the guy sitting there, so it looked like it gave the illusion that the sword was actually glowing and casting light on him. I mean, shit like that, you know. But I can do this. I mean, not this, but I mean, there's other models that I mean, these statues and replicas. Like there's like this. I can print that and I can do that paint job on it. It's not much to it. But that's almost $250. And even if you're not into gaming, that would look cool sitting on like a shelf. Well, you can't see that. I mean, would look cool sitting on a shelf for anybody. I mean, it's an awesome art piece. All right. I mean, I think printing and painting models, I think there's a better market for that than just printing them. Just printing stuff for people. I mean, like this, easy as hell to paint. I mean, seriously easy to paint. There's not a lot of shading. There's not a lot of gradation. It's just basically flat paint. All the shadows are done with actual creases. You go over the whole thing with like gray or black. It fills in the creases, in the grooves and the cracks, and then you paint over that, but you leave the cracks, and you get really good contrast, really good shading. So yeah, I mean, I think there's a better market in doing this, and there's a lot of controversy on if you don't own the copyright on the model, the STL, how can you sell it? Well, you've painted it, you've printed it, you've painted it, made it a transformative work. You do flat, they got flat, glossy. They have I mean flat as opposed to like painting shadows into it and getting texture that way. But once you paint something and you put your talent into it, it becomes a transformative work. And I don't feel guilty about doing that at all. So, yeah, there's shit you can get just in acrylics. You can get regular acrylic paint. You can get like wash paints that are just contrast colors. They're really, really diluted, real thinned out, and you just paint them on the thing, and it sucks the color into the cracks and the crevices and leaves the surface of it untouched, basically, tinted a little bit. So you can darken it with color, and it just looks darker. It doesn't look black. Doesn't look like you've painted black in there. And they've got semi-metallic paints where it gives like a metallic sheen to it. I mean, there's a lot of shit. And an airbrush. I'd like to get an airbrush because you can do a lot of nice gradient shit with an airbrush. But I think that's a moneymaker. Hopefully. And the guy who owns the music / hobby shop in town said he'd display my work. He'd sell the shit for me. So yeah, he'd probably take $50 cut on it. But yeah, so I think I'm gonna try for that. I'll need to get paints. Um, I don't want to neglect the filament printer, but I also want to get the resin printer working, and that's going to be $34 for the how much is it? Yeah, it's $31 for the trays. Have to get new trays because you can't just get the membrane and put them in a new tray. It comes in one piece. Be nice if I could get an aluminum tray for my printer that came apart that I could sandwich the PKT or whatever it's called, the plastic in between it, and then clamp them together and use that. That would be nice. But I don't think anybody makes one of those for this printer. And then $14 for the screen cover. So if you get a leak in this thing, it won't fuck your screen up. It'll fuck this up. So that's replaceable. So you get a pack of 5 of those, which is nice. That's like $14. It's the cheapest I could go with it. And then this is the tray. See, most printers, this is, you get 2 trays, looks like. You get 2? Yeah, 2 FEP film trays. Each one of these frames is 2 pieces. It's a machined piece with a channel cut in it that's smooth. I mean, they really machine it smooth so you don't have any jagged edges against the FEP. And then it has screws that are in between the screws you see there. So you screw them together, and that creates a drum tight surface. and then you screw it down to the printer, and that makes it flat. But it's like these are plastic and they're fused, and you can't reuse the frames. If it's like, why can't they make a metal one where you can fucking take them apart? You know, I mean, it would make it a lot cheaper. It'd mean $14, 1/5 of $14, about what, 250 each time you had to repair it instead of $15. Each one of these is $15. So if these came apart, it would only cost 1/5 of 14 to repair it. You repair it 5 times for $14 as opposed to twice for 31. If anybody has a machine shop, I'll send you one of these things if you can manufacture the frame for me out of aluminum. And you could probably sell them for a lot of money. I mean, you can sell a bunch of them. Sell one for $30 and people will buy it. Anyway, let's see if they've got ones that are. That's not it. See, these are all fused plastic. Yeah, it doesn't show. This might be. Yeah, right here. This works, but it's not the right size for my printer. Right? You remove the 8 screws to detach the steel ring from the resin vat. You have 2 rings. You have a 2-ring set. You remove the 24 screws to separate the steel rings and change the film. Then you put the screws back. You attach the frame to the tank, and you fucking use it. Why can't they have that for mine? Right? Anyway, but if I want to get the resin printer working back up and working, I'll be spending $138 on payday. That's to get the replacement motherboard for the printer, which I fucking hate I have to do. I've got a new tool head that I want to install, which will take 2 fans. The 2 colors of ABS for the sundial, and that'll be $138. And that'll get both printers up and running. If I want to get 2 other colors of ABS, right? Like this and this, I can put this in the cart for free, right? It'll cost me $186. The promo is for the resin, $42. Because they have a deal if you buy 4 rolls of filament of their filament under the the category they put it under, you get a free liter of E-Sun resin. So if I do that, it'll be 186. But it's like I'll be getting 200 and some. Well, it'd be like getting $213 worth of shit. But I can't afford that right now. I can't afford to get the 2 extra rolls. So can't do that. But I need the black and red for the job. So yeah, that's it. That's my budget for the month. I may add a yeah, I may need to. I need to add some isopropyl alcohol because I ran out of that. But that's it. That's it. That's if I didn't have to replace this thing, I could have afforded the other 2 rolls of filament and got the free resin. But no, I'm a fucking dummy head.